Welcome, Dama Nerds, back to another exciting episode of Dama Nerds. Yes, I just said it twice because it's that nice.
That epic.
I'm excited about this episode because we've got a whole bunch of good homies in the virtual studio here going on. I mean, first and foremost, you know, as always, we got my counterpart here, my better half, MJ.
Yeah. Still continuing with the long locks, MJ. In Japan, what is up, nerds? Hopefully you're ready for this episode 46. We got a bunch of creative nerds in this virtual studio today. Hopefully everyone's excited for it. Well, but let's start it off with our usual routine, Rod. What time you got over there?
Right now it is 7:26 p.m. on February 5th, the 13th year of Sander. We're getting close to the anniversary, actually. I believe it's the 22nd.
Yeah. It is. Oh, shit.
Because we asked people to hit us up and remind us, and one person actually did. So shout out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try to be more serious about this here. I wanted people to do remember I was talking about doing not an edit, record yourself doing a clip. I can't talk right now. Doing a trick from one of Colin's edits.
A Sander trick.
Fucking shadow the whole thing. And post it so it brings awareness to it because we got to celebrate in some way.
Got to get those slow-mo arm movements after you lace.
Yeah.
But
get into a ski shop.
But before we get all that going, we got to introduce the rest of the guests that are going on in here.
Yes. We have another one that's packed with guests.
Oh yeah, some of them we've heard from before, some even recently. But anyways. We got the one and the only Adrian Esteban. What up? The most recent one. And then we got Jake Weens coming back from another episode.
Hell's yeah.
Up, nerds?
Yeah.
And then the one and only Damon.
What up, everyone?
GT Optics Squad. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Good to have you guys in the studio. Thanks for coming out, taking the time.
Dude, pleasure to be here always.
Hell yeah.
So as everyone probably already knows from the cover image that, yes, this is going to be a full dissection, a hard, deep dive into the GT Optics, not only crew, but their first book, possibly is a new one. We don't know. We're going to find out in this episode, but we're going to be learning about the Japan Tour book of 2019. All of us have the book right now. This is a great idea that actually everyone that Jake came to us with. And I thought it was such a good idea because, you know, what the book is, it's something that is physical. It's a copy that you have to buy, you have to get. You can pick it up, but there's a lot of deep stories that can be connected with each of these pictures and within this whole book. And I think that's why, I know Jake is a very creative guy, so he's got a lot of deep thinking of why he wanted to create this book. So we're going to be talking about a lot of that. So before we go into page by page of what it is, Jake, let's hear from you why you wanted to really open this story up into an audio form instead of just the book, accompany it, you know?
Absolutely. So what's awesome, first and foremost, with the Optics Co, with the tour, our goal was to switch things up. It's there's countless amounts of kendama Japan trip videos, right? And in 2019, Adrian, Damon, and I were going to be there. And it's let's just turn it on its head and not shoot video. Just take that leap and just not shoot video and only shoot stills. And then the more we talked about it, we're we should make a book out of this. And we're that sounds kind of crazy. And the more we talked about it and the more we shot, the more it kind of became a reality. And then all of a sudden we are holding this physical piece of kendama photography in our hands. And one thing that they always say about a picture is a picture's worth 1,000 words, and with a podcast, it's mainly composed of words. So it just felt like something that just would make a lot of sense to have you, MJ, that is living in Japan, Rodney, who has traveled Japan more than most and also lived in Japan. Mm-hmm. And for you guys to kind of be able to look at this book and see how these pictures kind of trigger stories. And because one of the big reasons why we made this book was to hopefully inspire some people to take that leap and travel to Japan for a kendama World Cup or catch and flow, and kind of like take that kendama pilgrimage through that experience. So it just felt right to have the nerds do a podcast where we talk about stories and just see where each picture takes a conversation.
Yeah. All right, dude. That's so awesome. So awesome. So you had no plans of creating this at the beginning. You were just all in Japan, and you were all had your cameras taking pictures. Who brought it up?
Yeah, it was like we had the idea to do it, but it's like we went to Japan knowing we were just shooting pictures.
Oh, okay. That was a part of the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. The book kind of came about with like in 2020, where, you know, we didn't have the option to go to Japan this time, you know, like we had like so much hope. We had, you know, Sakura Classic like already and everything, and everyone was super stoked, and we just had to cancel that. And it was, you know, just kind of a bummer. And we were like, well, you know, if we can't go to Japan, let's bring Japan to like everyone, you know, and just like put like all the photos that we have and just sort of collect them all to just sort of take people on the journey in like their own, you know, little way that they can. And so this is just sort of a way to like, I don't know, I guess explain some of the photos in a way and just sort of like immerse people further and like have them experience it a little bit better. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty sweet. And I'm sure you guys have a lot of pictures, because I remember now that you did do like photo shoots. You had like four stops within Japan where you had people sign up and you did actual shoots with them.
That was the idea, like going into it, is like we became like Optics Co. And it was just like, we're all three photographers, and we created this fictitious camera company called GT Optics Co. as we do. And we were like, yo, like this is a good way to kind of give us an excuse to go to Japan earlier and be able to meet up with people and throw these events. And instead of having it be like a jam or a competition, again, changing up this whole routine and say like, it is an Optics Co. tour stop. So you can buy tickets to this thing. It was $30 per person, and you got an hour and a half with the photographer and like 4 or 5 other people. And it's just like, we just went crazy. And you got all these pictures from like these amazing photographers of you. And then after that hour and a half, everyone just met up at like an izakaya or like a restaurant or a bar, and live right there, we downloaded all the pictures, edited them, and just airdropped them or emailed them to you however you wanted. So you left this event with so much amazing media from the photographer of your choice. And it was just kind of this cool idea. And we just, like all things in kendama, you just make it a reality. We're like, let's just see if it works. And the Tokyo stop was a huge success. It was insane.
Yeah.
So
you also had the Toriba collab.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
We had we had the Toriba coffee collab, and Damon was so heavily involved in that process. It was like, we're bringing Damon. So that actually may have been how it actually started. It was like, all right, me and Damon are already there. So like, Adrian, we're getting your ass over here too. So
I almost like didn't get there too. It was funny.
Oh God, not this story! Holy crap!
Well, let's hear it.
So, I'm a U.S. permanent resident, so like I had to apply for a visa to get to Japan, like because I have a Philippine nationality. So, anyway, just like a bunch of like hassle at the embassy and whatnot, and I end up. It takes me the day before my flight that we already bought, that I get my visa.
Whoa,
and I wasn't sure, honestly, whether or not I was going to get it. I had to have like Tomotsu like get a letter, stamp it with the Gloken seal to submit in my application, all this stuff. And then I just remember like I was so stressed. I had to drive to SF to go like pick up my passport and visa. And then we were all good to go. And I was so hyped. I just texted Damon like, yo, dude, I am going to pick you up at the airport. Like, we're good.
Whoa. We got to back it up. We got to let people know why why this was so harsh on you. Yo, I was hitting up people at the Japanese consulate in SF being like, can you help my homie out?
Yeah.
But do you want to tell him, Adrian, why you needed a business visa to go to Japan?
Oh, because I've never been like traveling outside the country. I was born in Japan and I moved here, but I haven't left since at all. So I didn't know. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put I have to fill in this itinerary form in my application. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to this kendama competition, the Kendama World Cup. I'm gonna compete and all this stuff. Like, it's like occupation. Fuck it, professional kendama player, whatever.
Yeah, it feels good to write that one down.
And then that I should just put touring. I'm gonna go tour.
Yeah.
No one told me that. Like in the future, that's all I'm ever gonna put.
Yeah.
So they were like, yo, so you're gonna go and into this contest and bank on a bunch of money. You need a business.
No, I'm not gonna win. No.
And then they were not backing down on Adrian. And here I am letting my ass off being like, oh shit. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Again, like Adrian said, last minute.
At that point, you already had his ticket too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're ready to go, except for professional kendama player over here.
Right, dude.
Before he was professional.
Yes, dude. That is definitely something that you got to be careful of when you're writing and filling out any immigration card. For the most part, you can pass with a tourist. You're going to get a normal tourist visa. In your case, Adrian, it was a little bit different since you are not a citizen of the U.S. or you had the permanent residency, so you needed an extra different kind of visa. So then you had a different hurdle to overcome. But yeah, you kind of shot yourself in the foot by
yeah. And then I'm
this is like a business. I'm a professional. It's kind of work. They'll see it right away. That's work. You can't go as a tourist at that point.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I write down professional kendama player every fucking chance I get. I think it's great.
Yeah, but they look at you with the dreads and they're probably like, "What is this fucking hippie doing?"
Yeah, well, not anymore, but
yeah. Now, dude, you get a suit on, you'll be real professional.
There we go. Fucking, I might have to go suit shopping actually.
There's just a bunch of weird stuff because in the applications are so you were born there though, and I'm like, yeah, but it's like, oh god,
yeah, you shouldn't even said it.
Yeah, you don't know the info you want.
Yeah, they know too much already.
Yeah, it can get intense, and that's something you want to be careful with.
But you made it. You got the pictures taken. You got this beautiful book all put together, which me and MJ got shipped one. Thank you guys, by the way.
Yes,
shout out Rice so that we can and Rice for shipping it somehow. Over. I still can't believe you got yours so much further before I got mine.
Yeah, I got almost a
Canada
week before.
Post. Fucking Canada Post is slacking up here, bud.
Come on, right? But I guess
bunch of hosers.
I was joking. Fucking Rice could have just biked it up to you.
Actually, though, yeah. But you had time by the time I got here. But shall we pop these bad boys open so we can get into this?
It is a good mail day for us. We're going to see what's inside.
Ooh. Oh, this is sick. Comes in the package in a bag.
Yeah.
And some stickers.
Oh, does it come with a bag? Oh, dude, of course you gotta get the bag in.
Stickers.
Oh, dude. Got that new Deal With It sticker. That's tight. I like this one. The tarot card.
The tarot card is so dope.
Hell yeah. Some GT optic stickers.
Deal With It stickers.
Oh, dude. GT has, or Deal With It has the best stickers.
Oh, okay.
That is the best sticker in kendama.
I want to kendama with a UFO.
The best sticker in kendama, hands down.
So good. Anyway, the stickers are distracting me from the main event here. I got to get this thing open.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm so stoked to see you guys holding the book right now. It makes me happy.
Dude, yeah. This is really sick. I love the stamp on the front.
Book is here.
That's the whole story that we got to talk about.
Right, exactly. I know there's been a few videos, Damon, that you produced about the creation process. You had I think you touched all of them. You've manhandled all of them. Correct.
Yes, I have handled them all, and I am a man. So, I hand stamped each and every one of the covers, and also this one doesn't have a number on it, but numbered the inside from 1 to 100. There were like a handful of, mess ups that I had. Like this one was messed up because I got ink on the back of it, so I didn't number this one. And then, but yeah, it was pretty fun. I don't know, like I basically just want to keep the authenticity of, the stamps and everything, because I was like, probably my favorite part of traveling in Japan, Adrian and I, every chance we would get, would just like search out the stamps at the JR stations and stuff.
Yeah.
And like my entire notebook is just full of them. I've got it I've got it. One time I didn't have my notebook, so I only had this tote that I bought, which is amazing, by the way. It says, yeah, my body is glamorous and attractive. And I actually had to stamp the tote to like just keep the stamp with me. And so
dedicated to it. I like it.
Yeah, dude. I had to stamp anything I had, but
that's kind of a cool part of Japan that they have that shit. Like that's something that they do.
Oh yeah.
More
even
than
at 7-Elevens, they have stamps. So.
Yeah, like different cities have different stamps and like different characters and whatever and shit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's one of the things that you truly like can't experience until you go there. Like because because it's something that's not digital. It's not something you can download. It's like no, you got to walk into that freaking 7-Eleven and stamp that shit. So it's like, or go to the train station and ask the guy and just like stamp.
Yeah.
Over, and there's that ancient stamp that's had 10,000 hands all over it.
No good right now.
It's a rig set up where it's like you place whatever there, and then you like just press something. Yes. It looks like hydraulic press, like perfectly stamps.
Beauty.
So that was a big part, was like that's the first introduction, and like we printed the books blank on the front because like again, like we're just all talking about like, yo, what if we actually just stamped the front of the book? And so like this process was a whole thing with like Damon and I FaceTiming multiple times trying to figure out the right inks and like test and paper weights and stocks and stuff like that. So like just off the bat with this book is like the first thing you see is that stamp, and you can tell that it is like a hand stamped piece of work right there. And also Damon designed this stamp here. This is like such an epic piece of artwork that Damon.
It really is. Yeah. I haven't even opened the book yet. I've just been looking at this. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing that if some people have noticed, if you've come to Japan, I'm sure you guys have, is that, logos, icons, family crests are a big thing from history. So that kind of style of putting a motif in a circle and maybe keeping it simplified or having connections to that town or area, and those symbols are in that picture, is very strong. So I'm I think there's even like an Instagram account where it's just like Japanese fucking manhole cover art.
That's what I was going to say, is like even the manholes are like sick.
Yeah. There's the one Osaka kendama homie, Abiruman.
Abiruman.
He's always posting manhole covers.
Yes. So that is definitely a thing. And then connecting. So that I definitely get that vibe off of this. Damon, good work. That looks very, very nice. You got,
man,
centering the three of you in action with the pictures. There's kendamas here and there too. But then also signifying the places that you travel to. There's the Miyajima Shrine, the Tori Gate over there.
Tokyo Tower.
Of course, the sun, because come on, Japan, flag, red sun. You got to have that in there. Very, very nicely done. You got the kanji in there as well.
Nihonsha.
And that it is a stamp. So yeah, I want to also bring that up. Like everyone there who hasn't been to Japan, the love for trains is ridiculous. They're train heads. There's train maniacs here that mostly boys, but there's some women too, but starts at a young age because I guess, when we're young boys, we like cars, right? And big shovel, like construction vehicles and stuff. But in the States, like train travel isn't such a big thing, where if you come to Japan, you see it's fucking everywhere. So when a kid looks at a car, it's like, oh, sweet. Bus, oh, that's even better. Fucking train, holy shit, right? So,
the Japanese trains are holy shit worthy. It's like we're still in the freaking 40s over here. I feel like our trains are still like chicka 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 choo choo. In Japan, it's just like, dude, you look at the front of the bullet train, holy shit.
It looks like a fucking bullet.
It looks like a spear. It's a spear, and it's just insane. And then you get in the trains, and if you've ever ridden public transportation in the States versus Japan, It's
Night
like
and day.
not even it's no.
Oh, dude! In Japan, you can
No
put an
shit.
open coffee cup, like full of coffee, on your little tray. It's
the
got
Shinkansen,
trays.
on the bullet
yeah,
train,
on
yeah.
the Shinkansen. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have trays too, just like on a fucking airplane, like on the
Yeah.
back of the seat, pop down. You put your open coffee on there. You don't have to worry about it. Like it doesn't move around. Nothing.
It'll be nice.
Fucking have trouble holding a travel mug on the fucking trains here, for fuck's sake.
Right. So swinging back to that, yes. So since there are so many maniacs who love trains here, there's different types of products that are out that you can buy for like the specific type of train. You get little bags, little keychains or something. They're all like, SD little character versions of them. They even do collabs with like Sanrio, Hello Kitty and stuff. And people also love to collect things in Japan. So a stamp rally is such a big thing, and it has been for such a long time. Japan is big into stamps, the hanko, for instead of a signature, everyone has a hanko, which I think recently the government's kind of trying to wean off of that. But stamps are a big thing. So collecting's a big thing. Trains are a big thing. So like you guys were saying, just for everyone who doesn't know, another huge connection to Japan, why this fucking cover is just like you're saying, Jake, a great intro to what Japan is. Even if you got the book, you don't know about it, here's the deets right now. This goes so hard into the culture of Japan.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
good.
So good on you, Jake, for like thinking that deep to create that.
Man, that was us. That was the code. That was the optics
all
code.
You guys, yeah.
Like out of all of us, like we all put a lot of work in on this book, and like we had a lot of awesome creative meetings of the minds to really make this thing a reality. And so I guess like at this point, it's like if you're listening to this Dama Nerds episode and you have an optics code book, I highly recommend that you go and grab it right now.
Go,
because,
now's the time.
Yeah,
read along with the rest of us nerds.
Yeah, and if you don't have an optics code book, you can go pick one up after you listen to this and go back and listen to it again. But yeah, like the goal is to go through each page and just kind of see where these stories take us,
So how many pages are there?
There's 96.
96.
Well, there's 96 sides.
Actual. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. And the designer of this whole thing was that Damon, right?
Yeah. So Damon did the layout. And he was also a photographer. Adrian was a photographer, and Adrian also did all of the editing of all the photos. I was kind of the producer behind it, photographer, and I also did like the short little writing bits in it. And it was all produced by Grand Theory.
Nice. Okay, look, I just have a question about Optics Co. Now, am I incorrect when I've seen you, Jake, you released like some t-shirts. I remember with like, the little lens cleaner. Was that before you actually had Adrian and Damon on as the co?
I think we've always just kind of been I don't know. Like I've always.
Did you create it on your own and then be like, hey,
I don't even remember. I just know that I like to think of weird things and just kind of create fictitious companies. It's so like ideas like GT Optics Co. It sounds like some like crazy like brand, but it's just like totally fictional.
Yeah, but it makes sense because all your passions, you got hobby within photography. So it made sense. It's very strong.
It's fun. I just like to have fun. And then usually when you have fun with something, even if it is fictional to begin with, it becomes a reality because of the passion you put into it. So
yeah, exactly. All right, dude. So here we go. Opening the book, everyone. You got your books ready at home. All right.
Page 1. Hey, so this is the big stamp page.
Dude, the JR pass and the Pokemon cards are a nice touch.
Yes. So Damon can walk us through this whole page, actually.
All the stamps were actually like me and Damon had the same like notebook we picked up at like Lawson. But we were stamping on everything, and you could see this like scan lines of the notebook.
Right. Yeah. I see like title date on there.
The nothing but kendama stamp. That's a good one.
Ooh.
So my favorite part about this was Adrian's input. If you look down at the number down here, my actual passport number was on there, and Adrian's like, you should probably change that. And I was like, what number should I put on here? And he told me 800-8135. And if you're curious, punch that into a calculator, take a look at it.
That's pretty good.
It's a fun number. But yeah, this is all just scanned stuff. Like I just like hit the printer / scanner, and this is my actual notebook that Adrian and I had. These are actual yen. I picked up 3 Pokemon cards while I was out there when we went into Mandarake, and it was a super fun time in there. And Adrian and I spent way too much money on trying to get a Pichu out of the claw machine, and then Jake comes in first tee, just gets it like 100 yen coin. We're like, okay, cool, whatever.
I'm low-key really good at claw machines.
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, this is pretty fun.
Yeah, so this is kind of the forward page, and again, it's like an amazing collage by Damon. And then we kind of wanted to have a forward, so Damon did the scan of the notebook here, because again, like carrying around that notebook is a big part of Japan. And what this one says is, it says, 1 frame at a time, we traveled through Japan, every day a new exposure and experience. Developing ourselves as kendama players, we found through friendship we can compose great things. And that was kind of like what I wrote to kind of start it off with, kind of set the tone for the whole book.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah. Yo, Rod, what number do you have?
I got number 72. I was going to ask you.
Oh,
Hey.
73.
Oh.
I got lucky number 13, baby. Let's go.
Oh.
So does that mean you guys still have some of these for sale as of right now?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, there you go, nerds. If you don't have one, you can stop right here, push pause, order one up from these boys, and then you can read along.
Yeah. Revisit. Okay. So going on to the next page, and we see a beautiful shot of a nice hotel in Osaka, plane flying overhead just in time. And of course, look, there's our buddy from Netherlands.
Dude, this is like a perfect example. We're talking about the Japanese trains, like the Shinkansens, and how nice they are. Like at first glance, it looks like it's either like a weird hotel room or an airplane.
Ooh. I didn't think about that.
Train.
So cozy.
Yeah, but it's just a train. Yeah, Adrian, you're vibing on something. You're like passed out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Just like just a single strong, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's gonna be like 4 hours. I picked the strong at the station, and then like I just chug it while we're in line, and then just sleep.
Instant sleep juice.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Now there's no credit to each picture, correct? On the book.
No, it's just it is a book of photographs and a few words. We tried to keep it as minimal and simplistic as possible, so you can kind of focus on what's right in front of you. And so, but like one of the amazing parts that I liked about this page, which I would like for Damon to kind of talk about a little bit, is like why the first page are these 2 images.
Yeah, so I pretty much went chronological with the layout, as well as trying to find pictures that complemented each other. And I guess some of them are chronological because we started off in Tokyo, and this is obviously in Osaka. But this I feel like just is sort of like representing us. Like, this is us. We're getting here, like coming to Japan. We flew over here, and stayed in hotels and Airbnbs and everything. And then it's just travel. Like, it's such a big part of Japan, and we wanted to like just start it off with that, and then this is also just like kind of the squad minus Jake, who took the photo. But yeah, just kind of to get everything off on the right foot. Like, it's just like the whole feeling of like arriving in Japan, getting on the train, like you got all of your luggage, like you just got the overhang of everything. And it's just like, that excitement of like starting out on the Dama trip. So it's just like the excitement of starting out the book.
I like the layout of the 2 because it looks like that Tio and his girlfriend are like looking at the plane, like, oh shit, look at that plane go by.
Yeah.
That's something that I was about to say is like, okay, I'm going to try and tap into something with all you guys. Like, do you guys remember your first time landing in Japan? Because you go from a plane to a train immediately. Almost everybody. And like the train, that first train ride, when you look out the window and you're seeing just like the cityscapes pass by and the small rural areas pass by and then like the fields pass by, like it's an insane feeling. Like just like tapping into that, like and just kind of reliving that is something that's incredible. And I think that like this picture is like one of those things where if you've been to Japan, I feel like this is one that you think like, damn, like kind of like remember that first train ride and like just seeing everything whiz by and realizing that you're on the other side of the world, you know?
Right.
Kind of really letting that sink in. So like, that's why this picture is the jam.
Yeah, that definitely is a huge part because like, I think for the most part, everyone is very exhausted, very tired after that long plane ride. But for some reason, we all get a huge burst of energy when you get there because you're just like in a new world and it's juiced.
Fucking juiced.
Yeah.
So you get off the plane and all that humidity just goes straight to your fucking veins.
Yeah. You guys in the summer.
This is making me miss Japan so much. Fuck.
We're on page 2, bro.
I know.
It's gonna be like 4 hours long.
All right, let's keep it. Let's keep it.
Strap in.
Next one. Okay, so the next 2 shots are. Who wants to talk? Who wants to say something? Beautiful shots, scenery shots of what Japan is like.
Lisa, in this first picture, this is actually me, Dame, just our whole squad. We were walking to Toriba from our Airbnb in it was by Tokyo Tower. And then
it was the coolest Airbnb.
We're so sick. And we're just walking through, and me and Damon, we just have our cameras out. We're just absorbing everything. Like, oh my god, we're in Japan. This is only the first like full day after we just got there, and
this is your first time in Japan for you two, right?
Yeah.
I was out here in 2015.
Okay.
But this was before I even owned a camera. So that was before I even owned a camera. So this was a much different experience.
And I haven't been in Japan at this point since I was 5. So I only had like a bleak memory of like my childhood.
Yeah.
And then it was just the first time as an adult, just really absorbing everything and just being like, oh my God, it's so sick everywhere I look.
So yeah, like these are just sick. Like, I don't know, like this picture that Adrian got, it's like there's so much going on. And it's like it kind of like reminds me of like just that feeling of like, whoa, like Japan is a vertical spot, like especially in Tokyo, like everything goes vertical. And so like you're looking up and you got the taxi cab down there in the bottom right, and like just the immense amount of characters and writing and wires and colors, and it's just like complete. It's not it's like organized chaos, you know?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, all the wires everywhere. It's like you can tell it's like over in Asia somewhere. There's this crazy amount of electricity wires everywhere, but it's like really well organized. So it's got to be somewhere like Japan. So it's like,
and then like the picture next to it on the right is a picture that I got just walking over like a bridge, under a bridge of just like the most calm water. So it's like contrasting the chaos kind of on the left. You have like this extreme calm on the right, and just this like almost like forced perspective where you don't know what's up and what's down, and like just this nice calm spot in like a crazy spot, or calm spot in a crazy city. So which Adrian crushed it on this editing, by the way.
I was about to say, I like the colors on it. Yeah.
Thank you. Just editing through all our grouped photos and then trying to like wean it down, but then just like editing this like big compiled, like not sure what's going to be put in yet, but it was fun just shoving myself into just like this like nostalgia of I remember all these places, and kind of making it just as vibrant as it felt like like in my memory.
Straight up.
Yeah. So the main reason why I threw these two together, and because this one's Tokyo, this one's actually in Osaka, I'm pretty sure. Jay took
that's
that
also
one.
Tokyo, actually.
It is Tokyo. Oh, that was when you guys went out when I was still in the hotel, I think.
Yeah, we
went on the walk early.
Walking in the morning early.
Yeah. But this bridge kind of like bleeds into the bridge over here.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though they're not anywhere near the same spot, it just like looks like one photo.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
That's cool.
Damn, and you hard.
Yeah, Damon, you just like organizing this whole book is so crazy. Because me editing everything, I was like, how are you gonna put this together? I don't even know. It's so crazy, so much.
You just did such a good job editing. I didn't even have to think about it.
All right, so let's teleport to the next page.
one.
Next page.
Oh,
There she is.
Oh yeah.
Hyuga-san.
Hyuga on that. What is that? Is that Rolf's Dama? How many finger lengths is that?
That's
10 fingers, baby.
Oh, that's true. Adrian, it's yours.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to take a shoe off to see how many fingers that one is.
Seriously.
So
Nice.
Yuka was the first person that we linked up with whenever we got to Japan. Like it was like we landed, got there that night, and we were like, "All right, Yuka, we got to go out and have drinks and dinner." And Yuka's just fun fact. Whenever I go to Japan, you have to put down a phone number of where you're staying. I always just put Yuka's phone number. But it's like. I love Yuka so much. Everyone I feel like that knows her just like completely adores her, and just like having her be like one of the first people you contact, like when you land in Japan, is like such an amazing experience. And this picture just kind of, I think, like really kind of, I don't know, it makes me smile, and I think it makes it kind of puts forward this holy crap. It's funny because look at the string, but it's also just it's Yuka, and
Yeah, for those who don't know, she used to work for Gloken, still helps out in a lot of the events and stuff, but definitely a big part of helping with the foreign players that come. She speaks very good English, a funny little British English.
Yeah. She's always the one at World Cup and catch and flow wrangling all us idiots, getting us ready to go on stage.
Oh,
She's
man,
like, where's Rod? Where's Wyatt? Where's where's Rolf? Whoever the fuck, like get him up here.
Yeah.
Yuka gets everyone out of trouble. Like whenever some gaijin does some dumb shit, Yuka's there to be like, gomenasai, and explain all the bullshit that just happened, and like get us forgiven. Like,
She's definitely an unsung hero of all of us kendama players in Japan.
Shout out Yuka.
Our savior, Hyuga-san.
And next, the shot of Tokyo Tower.
Yeah.
Lit up nice blue and red.
So our Airbnb had this kind of like top lounge floor area, and we're just right in front of Tokyo Tower, basically. Just one. This is just one of the mirror or windows, and had this big gaping. Just the view of the tower just filled up the window.
Wow!
And it was so sick. I just shot that through there.
Nice. Hells yeah. All right.
That's
Nice,
good.
Nice. On to the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Part of the optics tour.
Is that Yasu?
Yeah.
Yasu and Yoshi.
Oh, yeah. I didn't recognize Yoshi.
And
nice.
Here comes Jake. Yeah, these are both done by Jake. But then to like the only, basically, if you notice throughout the rest of the photos, the only ones that are full bleed are the Optics Co. Stops. So everyone who participated in stuff like that, they get like front and center. They get the whole stage, like edge to edge. So all of the photos from Optics Co. are full bleed, or from the Optics Co. stops are full bleed like this. And this was the one right after the Toriba event in Tokyo.
This was such fun. This was the first one. This one we're gonna see if this works. Does this format work? And it was crazy. Like when you got 5 people and you got an hour and a half to shoot them all, it sounds like you got a lot of time. Dude, you're like, it was rush baby the whole time. And you're trying to make everyone look awesome. And it's not really that hard when you got a group of like epic kendama players and like having a lot of fun. So yeah. My squad was dope.
And so that was after the actual Toriba collab event that you had in Ginza, right?
So we did a whole event. And then we're like, another event.
Yeah. Still on it.
It was also this time in Japan when we went during the KWC season. It was also monsoon season, like typhoons, and so during this shoot, it was like sprinkling on us, kind of. So we were kind of touch and go. Me and Damon were kind of just hiding our cameras and stuff in our jackets, just trying to be like, how are we gonna do this? But it was such a sick time. Like this first stop was after this day. We were like, yeah, we could do this. We're good.
I just had so much fun shooting at night. Like this picture right here was like, it's always interesting and it's fun to like shoot photos of kendama players because it's a little bit different than filming. It's like I actually have the setup. So this is the setup that I used for these pictures. It's a 15 mil lens, Canon 6D Mark II body, and a pop flash. So what's happening in this photo is like I'm popping the flash and slow shutter and twisting, but this lens is so wide, like I'm this close to the Dama. So here I have like these young kendama players. I'm like, all right, let's take your picture. And I'm like, like right in their faces. And at first I was kind of nervous. I'm like, oh man, they're going to be kind of like taken back by this because I'm just maybe too aggressive. Man, they handle like champs. They're already rock stars. I felt like it. Like, especially like Yasu. Like Yasu was ready. He's like, let's go, get in my face. Like, he's like, I'll bite the Dama. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go, Yasu. It was definitely a lot of fun to shoot and get to know these players through shooting them, you know? So that was one of the like bonuses of this Optics Co thing is like, I get to spend an hour and a half just shooting 5 people and really getting to know their styles and who they are and working with them. So
yeah, you're creating a bond, a little relationship for each of them.
And then like the next page we
hug over,
hopping over. Oh,
you got the hair monster.
Yes.
Hey.
And
that's
little
so
Togo.
good.
Yeah.
So these were a ton of fun to shoot as well. And it was a mixture of like kendama action shots and portraits, which were a lot of fun. Lots of like light drawings and stuff like that. And this whole Optics Co stop was at night. So shout out to the Weens crew. And everyone shot with me.
Right. I see Thatch, Ghost Thatch.
I was just going to say Thatch in the background. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do you
Thatch always finds a way to just sneak in there somehow, doesn't he? Hell
right,
yeah.
so like the next page, actually. We'll go to the next page.
Hold on. Can we stick with the one with little Yua? How did you get those lines within the picture? Are those from the street lights when you're moving the camera?
That's an iPhone. That's a flashlight. So
and
like
you're doing it before the picture. Okay.
Long exposure, then you're kind of moving your lights around. So that was kind of a fun experiment. Like, okay, we've got this light, we got this scenario. Like, let's see how this works out.
And you just had her stand there still.
Yeah. Fun fact: Yua had injured her right hand, so she could only play kendama with her left hand. And
damn,
she's lefty. Yeah.
She still crushed it. Like. I can only include one photo of each here, but like so many sick photos of all of these players. But that's a light drawing with same thing with the
one before with Yasu. Yeah.
With Yasu. That's just right.
And that's why everyone's ghost in the back. Yeah. Open shutter. Gotcha. All right. We got some tech down. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Ooh, Aventus.
Ooh.
Mr. Rat Knight.
Before he knew he was going to be on the team.
No, yeah, this was so dope because at this time, first time meeting Aventus and everything, and he was the only person in my group for the Tokyo stop, which was best case scenario because especially in 2019 when I was really like, oh my god, what is this dude doing? Like, so like us taking all our photos was us just kind of like us chatting, hanging out, like getting to know each other. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know the trick where you do this? Let me just take pictures of that. Because all the tricks look so cool to especially take pictures of.
Oh yeah.
It's just, and I was having the best time. Like I'm like trying to digest all these new tricks at the time to me, just like, okay. Stealing that's dope.
So did you have to really direct at all, Adrian?
No, not real. This at least my way of shooting for a lot of the Optics Co tour, and I guess in general when I like to shoot with people is like a very kind of organic setting where we're really just kind of talking and like really just we're legit just shooting the shit. And I'm like, hey, maybe move in this sort of way as we're kind of just like talking out. and I'm like, and then I'll just see something and ask him to hold, or in the moment, just like I'm already just ready to like press the shutter at any minute, and I just get, that's just how I get what I get.
Nice.
And it was just a nice, especially this, like, again, like an organic setting where we were just kind of talking and chilling, just kind of being hyped, really just like, we both liked how each other just played kendama so much, and we were kind of just building it off on that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Also, like, Damon, like, whenever Damon showed me this page, it was another stroke of Damon genius that I was like, holy shit, how did you freaking figure that out? But if you look at his shoulder that moves into his arm from picture to picture.
Yeah. I was gonna just bring that up too. It's fucking sick.
It's so nutty. And like, it's just one of those things that I'm like, I wouldn't have seen that.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for his other face sticking out, I would just think he's standing there with a Dama on his arm looking away, right?
That's awesome. Good lighting on his face on that left shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out the lighting in Ginza.
With the stores, right? Yeah.
Yep.
It's so good.
Sweet. Let's go on to the next page. Oh, we got Kozarov.
Oh,
deal with Kozarov.
Holy, the holy Kozarov.
So sick.
Dude, holy, that's a fucking epic picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty stoked when I found out I had Kozarov, because, you know, like, it's just amazing. It was so hard to pick. Like, I just had the absolute most fun because, like, we had Kaiko over here, and he's just like, when we first started shooting, he was so shy. Like, he didn't want to like do anything. He would maybe pull up a quick lighthouse, but he was just so shy. And like, the more and more we shot it with Kozarov and everyone, he just started getting so wacky. And like, we did these things where like, he like picked up a like this trash, like a trash bag that was sitting on the side of the road, holding it. And like Kozarov went over and hugged the other trash bag. And then they like just started doing all this weird, wacky stuff. And it was so funny to just see him just open up. And like, he actually came up with this idea because he saw like the walking sign here, and he was like, I'm gonna imitate that. And
it's actually
like,
so good.
His swag in this picture too, like, look at his fit. Like, how futuristic is his fit, dude? Like,
dude, all the Japanese kids are so fresh. They're so fresh.
Man, I'm jealous of those shoes, man. They're like the tie-up Chucks, but they're like stretchy on the one side, so you can slip them on and off. That's actually so sick. Oh, I can't get over this Kozo shot though. It's like with the light above her, she looks like it's like a Kozarov rendition of the Virgin Mary.
This was actually a super cool spot. It was like in front of this shop, and there was like all this foliage like around the front of it. And we took a couple shots like sitting down. I was like, I got to get like a few just through the leaves and stuff. And this one turned out so good. It looks like, kind of like Renaissance-esque. Like, yeah,
totally.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, but I was stoked on those.
That, and then like the leaves like close to her head are almost like, you know, reminiscent of like Julius Caesar kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know, like
kind of ivy.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. It's a good one.
So Damon, how far was your body into the plants at this point?
I was actually,
were you like full G.I. Joe? Yeah.
No, I think I was actually kneeling on the bench that they were sitting down on earlier. Let me see if I can find.
Damon was like that illustration of Homer Simpson where he's just like backing up into
What percent of Homer were you in the shot?
I'd say I was about 75% Homer there.
Covered, yeah.
But yeah, I can't find the other shot. I didn't post it. I just have to also show this one because this was like one of my favorites that we got. It didn't end up getting in the book, but these look so hard, like down that hallway with the flash. Like, I know it looks super blurry, but
just
it's holy cow. They were just a blast. That was super fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The first Optics Code tour stop was like essentially the test of like, does this format work? And like, it was so much fun. And after this, we all met back up. The whole idea was like, we started at one point. It's like everyone go off in different directions with their crew, shoot, and we're going to meet back here. And then we're going to go to this like izakaya spot and like eat, drink, and then just like we're over there just grinding, editing these photos on our phones and iPads, and then just airdrop, email, airdrop. So like, it was just so sick to see everybody like get their picture taken and then an hour and a half later, you got like the edited version for your Instagram, Facebook, whatever you wanted, you know, it's kind of like that instant satisfaction.
Yeah.
So it worked out. And then that continued kind of the theme for the trip. And I think this first stop is kind of what sparked a lot of confidence and kind of the idea of like, yo, we've got something here with us, because it was just such a good experience. And I think after that, we kind of were like, all right, yeah. And then later we decided to make the book. So that first stop made a lot of impact on us.
Right. Yeah. Nice. Hells yeah.
For sure. Well, shall we bing bong over to the next page?
Yeah. A little fun facts behind the scenes. I was in Yokohama with my family that day, and I encouraged my wife. I was like, I convinced her to swing by Ginza as we were heading back home, because I knew you guys were doing the Toriba thing. And when we get there, no one's there. Completely gone. There's like Aventis is there with the Togo family, and I was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm like, "Where's the US guys?" And they're like, "They just went out for dinner. They'll be back in like probably like an hour or something." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "I gotta go because I got babies and stuff." I was like, "I just wanted to stop by really quickly." And I was like, "Damn, that surprise."
Dude, it was
but
that dinner is a whole nother story that we can spend a whole nother episode on.
Yeah.
So, but we'll keep pushing with the book.
Yeah. But so that was the Tokyo, right? Yeah. GT Optics. Stop the first one, set the motion, the ball rolling. And the next page, here we go. Ween's locking in on the birds.
Oh, yeah. Weird. This was just like
an unreleased mod.
Yeah, this is before my mod was released, actually. So I was really hyped to get it. And like, one of the things that's kind of fun, especially like when you're taking stills, this picture is by Damon. And we would just be, again, we're just walking around and we're like, instead of it being like, oh, yo, let's film a trick here and spend an hour. It's like, yo, let's just get this sick bird picture. And it's like, clack. And you got like this whole vibe, you know? And so you're actually able to cover a lot more ground and like find these epic images. Like, look at the bokeh on these freaking Christmas lights. Like, what the hell?
Oh,
so it's like, you just kind of can create a really sick story with one frame.
Fun fact, bokeh is a Japanese word, right? And it has been used, in the US terminology for photography.
For the unfocused part.
Unfocused,
photo.
Yeah. Bokeh. And I didn't know that, but because in Japan, like normal everyday conversation, people use that word, not when you're talking about photography. This is something's like a little off. You would say bokeh. Yeah.
So wait. So give us an example of how you would use that not in a non-photography.
If someone is you're in a classroom setting, teacher's asking you a question, and you're just like, but like bokeh shiteru. Your head is empty. You're out of it. Yeah, you're not focused. You're out.
All right, I'm about to start using that now.
Yeah,
that I know.
Yeah.
Bokeh shiteru.
Yeah.
Nerd fact. So, and then I'm not sure where this other picture right here is from.
That's in Osaka. At least I'm fairly certain that's in Osaka.
It looks like a capsule hotel or something.
Yeah, it was just, it was like the main reason I wanted to like do these two was because it's like everywhere you go in Japan, there's something cool. Like literally there's like, at least with my experience, like everywhere I went, there's just like not any, like you can just take out your camera, point it somewhere, take a photo, and it's cool. Like there's just like
with our Western lenses, like eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whoa. It's like you don't see this in America. Like why is this? And this was like long, like this extended on like way down. So it's like, I don't know. There's just so much cool stuff all over the place. It's just such a fun place to explore.
It's kind of cool. These two pictures too tie together because like the lights behind Jake like kind of match like the lights behind the pillar. So it's almost like you're like behind the pillar taking that shot of Jake.
Yeah. And then
like from the outside.
And then the red bandana and the red sign.
Yeah, totally.
Diagonal of the building, but the diagonal of like the wall and the lights towards Jake. Also, like there's all these like complementary aspects all going on everywhere.
Totally.
Even again.
Oh shit! Nerding out hard. Episode
All right.
446. Let's go on to the next one.
Next page.
Oh, it's a full 2-page
Oh.
spread.
Ooh. This is Jake. Probably my favorite photo in the book.
So this is actually just I forgot which day this was, but
I
it was
think Osaka Station.
this is just one of the many tunnels in Japan, and I don't know. I feel like once you travel to Japan, you kind of get very familiar with these tunnels, whether it be walking through them or bombing through them on skateboards. Yeah, again, this is just an example of just I need to get across the street, and between one side and the other, there's just like this beautiful moment that just happens. And like I always carry around my little X100. It's like a little camera. This guy right here, little Fuji X100 rangefinder. And yeah, this was just a moment that I was just walking and just camera up, snap, and just saw that, got inspired. And what's funny is this is actually only like maybe 75% of the image. Like it's she's actually centered, like the opening is centered, but it didn't look good in the book, so I actually recropped it for this. But just another example of like there's just inspiration like everywhere in Japan. Simply going in a tunnel, crossing under a street. Boom.
Yeah.
Feel like you're in a Tron freaking tunnel getting blown out into some kind of battle ring or something.
Damn. So Damon, you said that this is maybe your favorite photo in the whole book. What makes it your favorite?
So it was one thing. I mean, I love the composition, the full photo of it that had the other side over here. Obviously, like it played a little bit more into it. But you just got these leading lines. It just looks like very like 2001: A Space Odyssey-esque.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, you're just about to enter into this new journey, because this was our sort of like transition shot to Osaka.
Okay.
And one of my favorite parts about it, Jake brought this up, but you just see this lady over here. It's just like an interesting thing to think about. If you look on the ground, this whole side's wet and this whole side's not. So it's like all the foot traffic over here is just bringing water in, but it was like only existing on that one side. And then this lady in the very background has like a closed umbrella. So it's like, it's almost like it was raining through on the other side. And then as she gets through to the other side, it's like dry. And then everyone coming from the other side, it's also dry. It's just so interesting. And the more I look at it, the more I'm like, it's just so, I don't know. It's weird. I just like to get deep into photos, but
that's cool. I never noticed that. That's
also
really cool.
These tunnels are like major sesh spots in Japan whenever it starts raining.
Oh yeah.
It was also just so good to like. It was a brief, like nice, like calm breeze, or just like you didn't feel any humidity for like a few seconds, and it was all great.
Yeah, you're in the shade. It's got a nice little breeze through there. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh, was that the next page beat?
Oh,
Hey, let's
perfect timing.
All right. Well, I guess, shall we?
Yeah.
Michelle.
Flip her over. Oh, this one's way more colorful.
Ooh, here we are. Or is this? Where is this? Is it Osaka Ginza? On the left side, it's just a bunch of signs on the side of a building.
See, like, so MJ, to you, like, I bet this is just like normal, like you see this, but like these style signs, I feel like it's something that doesn't exist in like the States, because again, all of our stuff is like flat. Like we're sprawling strip malls. Like in Tokyo and the like urban spots of Japan, it's like, again, everything goes up. So it's like, these are all different levels and these are all different places you can go. And usually like around the top is usually like some kind of like crazy bar with some kind of feature that's insane and amazing.
Here it's a steakhouse. Fifth floor.
So this is just something that I saw as like whenever you go to Japan, you see this, and it's something as simple as like signage that you're like, I've never seen this before. And it's and like I said, it's like, and this is why it's interesting, because to me this is so impactful. But like maybe to you that's been living there, you're kind of used to seeing this now, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But like you were saying, that there's just in the States, other countries, it goes wide because there's more space. Everything in the major cities, especially Tokyo, is super condensed. So they have to figure out like where are we going to put everything, and they build tall buildings. I mean, even the construction of the highway in Tokyo, they build the whole fucking city, and then they're like, we want to put a highway in it now, and they're like, oh fuck, like we got no space. So what they did was they built the highway over all of the rivers within Tokyo. And that's why Tokyo traffic highway is the worst, because you only got 2-lane highway and everything ziggy zag. You have to follow the fucking river to get through.
The picture now.
Yes. That's all you will always find. The rivers will never be a nice open river because there's the highway over it the whole time.
No idea. God, see, this is why we're doing this episode, because we're learning. So sick.
But yeah, so everything's compact. So yeah, just like in this picture, you see all these stores just layered right on top of one another. And that's the feeling you get. It's intense and it's cramped. But it's still...
The other side, this is, I think, in Shinjuku, right, Damon?
No, yeah, we were walking through
Adrian.
Harajuku.
I was about to say, it looks like some Harajuku girls.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That fashion.
Yeah.
It was like, Alyssa at this point, the first time was like, oh shoot, like there's people tagging walls in Japan. And at this point, I only saw like super clean, like areas of Tokyo. And I'm like, yo, this is like seeing all the different parts of Japan, just like it's alleyways. It's always alleyways. But then seeing the different, even like the different like cities, towns, like little words, like each one had like a little personality to it. And this is what I got from there. Like I felt like it felt like so vibrant, especially there, like in Harajuku, like everything was just popping out from the people, the buildings. It was so cool.
So next page.
Next one.
More train action.
Well, the Lonely Pedestrian happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Most people travel alone. Another way of being alone, or is like the sense how, or almost the unwritten rule within trains in Japan, like you shouldn't be like talking, you shouldn't be on your phone, should be quiet. So I remember when my sister came to visit me in Japan, like, and I forgot what, we woke up early and got on the train, and we were riding the train, and my sister just like, how is it so quiet right now? Like, and everyone is just in their own head space and just being quiet, respecting the silence of one another. And it was a thing that I was like, I just got so used to. So I almost like just had that feeling of looking at this picture of just like solo, like, even though there's so many fucking people all around you, it's like, okay, it's just one.
And if you notice, there's the reflections here, and this is literally in a train passing.
You're inside. Oh yeah. Okay.
So like, this is a train. This is probably in motion too, like passing by. And if you look on the other side, this is the first piece of like writing that I put in. I just wrote, passing by stories awaiting to be told, because that's one of the crazy things. Like, you see, like when you pass by the train, you pass by thousands of people, and then all of a sudden there's just like one person. And it's kind of crazy because who took these? Was this Damon or Adrian?
Damon.
This one was mine, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so funny thing, Adrian and I took the exact same photo.
Yeah.
Except for you took yours on your phone, did you?
Yeah, mine was like on my phone or something, and then you just have this. A lot of times, just because me and Damon were in the same spot, we have pictures from the same spot of like they're just slightly different, maybe in composition or something. And that's the thing we noticed when we were just compiling all our pictures at first. Like, oh,
it's kind of like with this one. Adrian has another photo where I'm taking a photo of this, and I'm like down here in the corner, and so it's like just super funny because it's like we have all these photos that we've taken like super similar, but they like each have their own little like differences, and I don't know, they're super fun to look through, especially now.
And just again, like back to the trains, like again, we're on trains again, going somewhere, because we're the whole country's connected by trains. And it's just, if you're traveling there for kendama, like you will ride a lot of trains.
Oh yeah,
for a fact. So this picture was just in the motion of the train. It just, again, it can teleport you back to a moment in Japan, which is kind of rad. So
for real, I'm getting mad nostalgia right now.
All right, let's go next page here.
So this one looks like you guys are like in a field, like picking berries or something. Where are you?
Yeah, this was after we just found our Airbnb, right? Because it was like this super small hole in the wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we just dropped off all of our bags and we just went out to go explore because the light was just, I think Jake used the word milky to describe it. And it's just, it's just so like, I don't know, it's just amazing, like overcast and this nice sunset. And I was like off taking pictures of something, I don't know. And I just noticed everyone walking up the path to the spot where this is essentially where we eventually got to. And you could barely notice it. And my aperture was open just too like wide, but you can see a plane flying in the middle. So I had to kind of time that. And it's like, because it was out of focus, it like doesn't really even matter, but still that was a fun one. And then Adrian took the next one.
Wait, to go to that one that you just took. So is everyone leaving you or coming to where you are?
Everyone was leaving. We were all on our way to go up on top of this hill because that's like it's this kind of like little path that we walked up. Was it a staircase or like just a little
but there's like that tiny road in between, but like the trail like continued across the road, but we had to just like wait for the traffic to kind of pass.
And I probably just saw something. I do that a lot where I just see something that catches my eye and I just like, without saying anything, just drift off. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm with a group of people. I have to go back. This one's like very like anime-esque to me. Like just kind of like a nice breezy, wide open field and just a couple small figures with this like blank sky. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always like Japan is like a bunch of banks. It's always like the banks with like the field kind of thing around it.
Next to the rivers. Yeah.
Especially here is like because we were on the Shinkansen for like a couple hours from Tokyo, and then we dumped our bags like after finding our Airbnb, and we're kind of all tired a bit, but then like Damon said, like Jake said the lighting was milking. We're just like, we gotta go, we just gotta do this, and this spot was just a short walk from where we were, and it was just like we're all free of baggage. Like the sun came out. It was
oh God, that feeling. You just hit it on the head. Free of baggage. Rod, you know what I'm talking about, dude.
Oh yeah.
In Japan, you have like a fatty suitcase and a backpack. You're sweating your balls off and you're just like, get this shit off me. You get to your Airbnb and you're just like, dang.
Just throw it.
And then the first few steps, you're just like, I can fucking jump over a mountain. I'm so light right now. So like, oh my God, you just said free of baggage. That just like, that hit me right there. Woo.
So let's go on to the next page.
Yeah, I think Jake might have something to say about this page.
Yes.
Yes. This is, so the lighting was milky. No, this was just that's exactly what they said. Like the lighting was just insane. And then like everyone started popping off shots.
Yeah, this page specifically is on the left page is a picture Damon took. I took the picture of Tio and Jake took the picture of me playing kendama. I believe that's how it went.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But yeah, it's the lighting.
The color schemes on this were like the main point of like inclusion because like you got the very strong blues and oranges, just like the color opposites. And then down here, this one's a little bit less noticeable, but you just catch the glimpse of the sunset over here amidst all the blues. And this was such a beautiful time to take photos. Time and place, everything was perfect. Holy cow.
And then if we even just like immediately skip to the next page, there's more photos on the exact same part.
It may seem like it was not the exact same part, but it was
the same location, same time.
Nice.
And this is whenever we were flexing the GTTC which was a Dama. This was the introduction to the TC. The original TC was Toriba Coffee, and then we transformed that into team collaboration because this shape was the result of multiple FaceTimes, G-chats, video calls, and the whole team putting their input into this shape. And the Toriba Coffee collaboration was our first time kind of unveiling it. And it was adorned by Damon's designs and the 3 different forms of coffee there. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun to be able to shoot these. So
yeah, hell's yeah on the composition, keeping the black and the yellow. The color scheme is nice.
Dude, yeah, I was just gonna say the rope on the one side and the barricade on the other. Just
yeah, that was I don't know. Japan makes it easy. Just everywhere over there. It's just because again, this was all in the same spot. But yeah, the black, white, and yellow, like Adrian had the Acid House TC, and so it was just like perfect. And he was wearing the black shirt, which also had yellow on the back, and the color scheme was just like perfect. This spot was super, super cool.
So the question is, Adrian, did you land that whirlwind?
Oh, probably not. Looking where that Dama is, or I can't see it lining up.
We're about honesty at GT Optics Co.
yes, all about it.
Yeah, I hugged and I prayed.
Yep.
That's all that matters. The rest is a mystery.
Yeah, and even the next page, if we continue on to the next page, these are also at the same exact location at the same exact time.
Yeah, wow. 20 feet away from where these last pictures were.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So
these
are some of the first shots of like me with this mod, and I was so pumped when Damon showed me these shots. Like I literally like yelled. Probably.
Yeah, these are just fucking crispy, dude. If fresh can, yeah.
I've never looked cool in my life. Like this is the coolest I've ever looked.
Look pretty cool.
Yeah, that was, and these ended up being like the product shots that we used on the website for these, was it? Or like a few of them, but
I said, screw what I took. Where'd you using these?
I mean, this one I feel like is just like so perfect because it says like Jake Weens right on the cup, and then he's about to do this upside down slip on stick, and it's just like, that's just Jake, you know?
Totally. And yes, I did. MJ, I did land that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Can't confirm.
He doesn't miss those.
I never miss, bro. I never miss.
And then I like this one because of the string. It's like a little figure 8 kind of, and the fact that it's about to hit lunar, but it's not. It's like floating, like it's like in space, you know? With the sort of lunar theme. So, and that was actually like a really zoomed in shot of that. But yeah, that whole sesh, what I wouldn't give to just go back there for another couple hours and just take a few more photos.
Yeah,
so
like
nice.
all these pictures were taken in maybe like a 20-minute window before the sun went over.
Yep.
What lens were you using here, Damon?
That's a Canon EF 85, probably at 2.8.
That's the 85. That's where that milk comes from.
Yep. Just
that bouquet.
That bouquet.
Yeah, I love how the string is so like stands out so much. It pops.
Yeah.
It almost looks like one of my hairs like fucking on the book, and I was like, I gotta get that off. What is that?
How you wish your
fucking pew?
This is what you want your string to look like when you're doing tricks.
Yeah, for real.
All right, let's go next page.
So, yeah, next page. Well, that's a cool one.
You know, these were just again showcasing the TC, the Acid House. We were all super stoked on those, just playing them, and I think we put it in here first and took these photos, and then we noticed
that there's
like
a hole
through the hole, like when you're standing on top, he like saw the hole down the top. It's like, oh, the smiley face is coming through.
Yeah, that's so tight.
Like, I just love looking at this picture and thinking about, like, I can hear, like, what's going on. It's like, hey, Adrian, we stand on top of that? All right. Yeah. And then snap. And then, like, Adrian, like, jumps down in his cool little way, and then Adrian's like, "Yo!"
Oh man, that sounds pretty much like what would happen.
Probably did.
Again, still at the same spot. We're milking that milky light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Lots of milk.
Milking it. Well, should we pop over to the next page?
Next page. Go. So I'm gonna, before we even talk about these photos, I'm just gonna read what I wrote here. And I wrote, "Keep your balance. Scroll. Train song plays." And these are all some pictures of just, again, train rides, train life, like just in between the sesh. You know, it's like you're in one spot, you get on a train, hold on. Everyone's got their phones out, just kind of scrolling the gram, doing whatever. And then you hear the train song.
Yeah. and yeah, keeping your balance while standing on the train because all the seats are gone.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I almost fell so many, especially when we're having all our camera stuff on me, and I'm just like trying to make sure I don't like doze off, like camera swings, hits the wall or like someone or
So this is, and like one of the things in the picture over here on the right, like I remember I had, again, these are from my little X100, I had my polarizer on that. So I really got to play with reflections. So like you can see the reflections of everybody else on the train and kind of just see like people are just, again, like you said, MJ just chilling. No one's like being crazy. It's just like hanging out on your phone or just being quiet and chilling. So
yeah,
not like those New York subways.
mm-hmm.
Where, not like the New York subways where somebody comes in and starts just singing or some shit.
Yeah, preaching about something. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And like, it's just funny because my experiences with trains and buses and undergrounds is in San Francisco with BART. And it was literally like every time you got on BART, it was like, am I going to encounter vomit, a heroin needle, or just some batshit crazy stuff that's going to make me get off the train? Like, and what kind of smell am I going to get? It's like, and again, it's just, Adrian, you know, the BART trains, and not to mention just the screech, like the sound is just, it's nothing is pleasurable about BART trains.
Not even going fast.
You're not even going fast. It's like they replaced the tracks with chalkboards and just put fingernails underneath the train. Like it's terrible. And then of course you go to Japan and it's just like
and butter.
Yeah,
butter.
It's like quieter than any like luxury car you've ever been.
We're just like, oh, we're here.
And so it's just, again, like you'll hear us talk about the trains a lot, just because it's like it's such a like stark difference. And so maybe that's why there's so many train shots here, because it's just they leave an impression. So
yeah, and that's a big mode of transportation. Again, everything's so close. So yeah, on the trains a lot.
I definitely remember coming home from this trip being very vocal about being pissed that America doesn't have a good rail system. Fuck, come on. It's so sick. It's so cool.
And here we go. Next page. We're taking the train all the way to Kyoto now.
Kyoto.
The crazy shrine, all the gates and the shrines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, so that's this. I remember this one. This one is the one I've seen fairly often. I forgot where. Maybe on the GT site, or maybe Tio shared them.
This picture?
Yeah,
there's versions of this picture. This is like, this picture was taken 1,000 times of him trying to get that perfect like cush contact right there.
Right.
This was another incredible spot. We were like, all right, we're going to Kyoto. We got to go to this spot and try and find the angles, you know?
Yeah, this is a famous Fushimi Nutty shrine where it has the bajillions of torii gates like right next to one another. Right?
Have you been there today?
Yes. A few times. I've never did the hike to the top though.
Yeah, we didn't send that.
Yeah,
it's pretty sick.
If you look really close, Tio is sweating in this photo. Like there's like little droplets of sweat in there. Yeah, we were not going to go to the top.
Yeah, right. His shirt is stuck. You'd have to peel it off of him.
Yeah.
Sweat's real in Japan during KWC time.
It's really, really real.
It's the extra baggage that we all carry.
Yeah.
But what's awesome is like you just go on these little hikes like around there, and you can go off kind of the beaten path, and that's where I found this crazy like stack of looks like just these stones with these characters carved into them. So of course I just like Dama, Snap.
I think they might be headstones.
No, it seems, I can't read the kanji 100%, but it is something with like a god, some kami-sama, some sort of god. So maybe I know that there's traditionally these big stones, these massive like boulders that are usually together or split. You see in the back with the rope going across, and those are just sacred stones. Exactly what the purpose is, I'm not sure of, but yeah, definitely stuff that you'll find around temples and shrines. Yeah.
I feel like the Gaijin kendama players are probably pissed off lots of spirits. We're just like climbing on shit, putting our damas and stuff. We're probably like getting the gods and the spirits are just like shaking their heads. They're like,
yo, this is probably why we got the weather we got in Hatsukaichi.
Yeah, but that actually worked out. It wasn't such a hell fest in the fucking
It wasn't
venue.
bad actually.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the rain. It was nice.
It was cool.
We had that bike ride on to the island in the rain. That was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
That was a beautiful day. Anyways,
right, let's continue. Right.
Next page.
Shall we? Nice. Okay, I was just about to say, like, Jake, you're saying, you're pissing off the gods. I was going to say, as long as you practice good etiquette, like washing your hands before you enter, paying respects. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did it right there.
This is the crucial part where you just get to cool your hands off, bro.
Yeah.
That was it. Just cool your hands.
The rinse, especially in the heat too. I was also just like, water. I just want to feel cold in any type of way in this moment.
Totally. Anything.
So like this shot again was with this 15 mil lens that I have, and it's also a 15 mil 1-to-1 macro. So we're going to camera lens nerd out for a second. So it's a 1-to-1 macro, meaning that I can like touch the lens with my finger and focus on the tip of my fingernail. So like the focus on this lens is insane. So I'm actually able to like just get in there like and just get these shots of like this water just rolling out of Adrian's hand. And it's just a lot of fun to be able to use this lens and capture these moments that kind of you can almost like feel that water there.
Yeah, no, totally. You were really down there because I could see the top of that little hut.
Yeah.
Right.
So fun fact, the first time that I did this kind of custom, I actually like swallowed the water.
When you're supposed to just rinse your mouth if you choose to. Yeah.
I just chugged it.
That's
nice.
There's a lot of question marks even with people within Japan. There's a lot of people who don't know the correct way to wash your hands. I did some research on it, but yeah, but it is important. Purify,
Rodney,
wash. Yeah.
Rodney, how did you feel like? Because do you remember your first time doing this?
Oh yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing either. I might have swallowed it just the same. I don't remember.
Just looking around like, all right, some people are washing their hands, some people put it in your mouth. Okay.
Knowing me, I probably like dunked it on my head. It's like, oh, it's hot. Just like, who knows?
Right. Be like, Rick, you want some? You're fucking splashing each other.
Yeah, throwing it. Hey, Rick. That's very likely what happened. Very likely.
And this picture to the right of it is like, this picture is such a hard one to get in the shrine because there's a constant flow of like hundreds of people through here.
Yeah.
This is
so
a Dama
busy.
shot.
And everybody wants the same shot with nobody in the background.
Exactly.
Nobody in the way. Yeah. Because it just looks so nice.
We had to work for this one for sure. It was kind of like we were just walking up and then like a quick, like, okay, Adrian, like we got a break, like go, like do something.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all kind of looking out for whenever there's like openings like this. Like, now.
And and this is also another little camera nerd moment. So Jake and I were both shooting with 15s on here, but his was a bit more aspherical. and mine was the opposite. So we both shot in the same millimeter lens, but you just get like an entirely different feel. Because Jake's feels, very wide, but also like without context, you don't know how wide it is. Like, of course, like Adrian's fist looks super exaggerated, but with this one, it just looks like just blown out, like it's all like warped and stuff.
Yeah, it's got the fisheye.
Like, yeah, huge
Sense
feel.
yeah.
But it's also cool. I kind of like how it bows the shrines in the background a bit. Kind of like they're opening up for Adrian to do his tricks. And then
Right.
It's pretty neat. I like both of these shots a lot.
Yeah. I also love how just like on the shot you took, the string just kind of lines up and intersects my eye. Like,
yeah.
Like that's what your eye is on the string for sure.
Yeah. Whenever I do this trick, I'm only ever looking at the loop. Like the edge of that loop is the only thing I'm looking at.
Shall we jump to the next
nice
page?
One. Yeah. Yes.
Next page.
Hey, so this was our Osaka Optics Co. time.
Yeah.
And this, like, whenever it was starting to rain, it was getting super, it was like, again, just weather was like super dodgy. And so we did our Osaka Optics Co. tour stop, and we only had one person sign up for it. It was Ryan. Ryan got an hour and a half with all three of us just shooting the living shit out of him. So it was definitely a ton of fun to shoot Ryan, and Ryan's the man. So
I was just gonna say, I miss Ryan. Shout out Ryan.
Yeah,
right.
Shout out Ryan.
Creating beats in China now.
Yeah. Killing it.
Yeah, he's super killing it.
And so these are just two of like the mini shots. Like, dude, we should like put all of these tour stops online or somewhere so you can just see like the depth of all of these. But these were two shots of Ryan that were just kind of stood out, just with like cruising around. We got that inward lunar hole with like, again, this is not like, this is actually a staircase going down. So we always talk about how in like Tokyo and Osaka, like they go up, it also goes down. And this probably goes down into some cool little club or some little restaurant.
Yeah.
Some food. And then this one again was Ryan doing his signature handstand tricks.
Yeah.
Cartwheel tricks.
His cartwheels, yeah.
And then me like on the ground, like trying not to get
trampled by him as he's doing that, right? Yeah.
So,
you were laying down and you're like, all right, just fucking like put your hand right next to my head.
Yeah, I was trying to get the camera like as down there as close as possible and get that ken and everything. So this is like probably one of the craziest kendama pictures I've taken. Because
so you're not even looking through the viewfinder. You're just putting your hand down.
I'm just like,
gotcha.
Damn.
What is sometimes when you got that wide lens. I love how you can see the detail in his tattoo in this picture too.
I was looking at that too, actually.
I feel like I could smell the asphalt.
I feel like I could smell like the deep fried like tempura from like that restaurant downstairs of those stairs, wafting up from the udon shop below or something.
Yes, please. All right, here we go.
Tasty. Next page. You're making your way. You're in Osaka, heading towards World Cup.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's Amemura.
Rod, you can probably tell us more about this spot. It's like this legendary spot in Osaka. It's where all the skaters hang out and everyone drinks. And
it's in America Mura. So like America Town, basically.
America Village,
America Village, yeah. So there's a bunch of like Americanized shops, like record stores. The Osaka Daggers are like a local skate crew, very legendary in the skate scene. They're always hanging out in that plaza skating and shit. And like, that's like one of the coolest places in Osaka, actually. Maybe one of my favorite places in Japan, actually. There used to be the best fucking taco place right around the corner from there, and it's gone. It's the place where when we went, I got tattooed that one year, and Wyatt and June both got tattoos of some art that were in that tattoo or in that taco place.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a cool place. But anyways, back to the book.
That's so funny. No, that's so funny that you mentioned that it's like America Town, because I always saw this as being the grimiest place I've ever been in Japan. Like this little circle is the grimiest spot that I've ever been to in Japan. You're like, oh yeah, that's the America spot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the thickest spot because Hippomiya is also over here. And that's it's it's a clothing spot, and like the guy that runs it is like a skateboarder and fingerboarder.
Yeah.
And he has like a Black River G8 fingerboard park that I try to skate every single time I go there, and it's just never set up.
Yeah. So, well, they also make hip hop, and he's also a rapper, and they have like a little studio in like Hifumiya in there. It's kind of cool. I've been in there before where we're just like session. They'll have like a guy like freestyling, and then while he's like fingerboarding, and then we're session Dama over here, and other things that I won't talk about on the podcast. But
it's also wild because like you have to go into like this. To get to Hifumiya, you go into this little spot, then you got to go over into like this tiny little elevator.
The tiniest.
Covered bottom to top in tags and stickers. And then you go up, and then you got go into. It's like almost like you're in someone's apartment. It's like a little apartment door vibe, and then it's like a shop.
Yeah,
and it's like only in Japan can you do that. And there's a dude rapping, a finger skate park, of street clothing brand, and then other set activities, and it's just like it's a different world, and it's super fucking sick. So
yeah, man,
Hifumiya, man, what a
good spot.
It could very well be a old apartment place. There's a bunch of rundown apartment complexes in Japan, like all over, where the rent is cheap, so a lot of like small restaurants and stores have opened up, and like you said, Jake, you have to go into an apartment complex, and each what would be an apartment is now a store.
Is Linda's shop in like Linda has the secondhand shop over there by Decade?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that an apartment complex, or like are those apartments or are those stores?
I haven't been to his store.
It could be.
I swear that's an apartment spot.
I think it is. There's like a sketchy tiny little toilet room like in his shop. I don't know if you've ever used the bathroom in his shop, and he has to like move a whole rack of jackets and shit to get at the door, and it's like the tiniest. Like, even I'm not a very big guy, and I don't know. I would struggle to take a shit in there. It's pretty small.
Yeah. If you remember, if there was like a big like bucket attached to the front door, the entrance, then that is usually like where the mail bin would be. So if you remember that, then yeah, it definitely was an apartment.
I think it might be, honestly.
Well, this is that spot, and this is just like the gang hanging out here, looking like a band. Mm-hmm. And then like this picture, Adrian, I shot, I swear to God, 1,000 pictures trying to get it. Like, do you remember shooting this, Adrian?
No, yeah. We were just like, I was like, is this good? It's like the Dama's gonna stick though. It's human as fuck. Like I'm like chucking this eclipse underbird behind my back, like like that Wyatt Steve's going on.
Yeah. That bat.
So many shots of this, man. It's like this is like again like one of my favorite pictures too. Just like the perspective in this is insane.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
In the grimiest of American style spots.
Yeah.
Did you see the little mini Statue of Liberty? There's a mini Statue of Liberty in Amemura there on top of across from Hifumiya actually on that building.
Or maybe I did actually.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't remember it. Oh yes. Okay, we got to go to the next page. So
all right.
The next page is a local from that spot, just chilling.
Dude,
this dude
chilling
is so hard.
Holy.
Yeah, this one was I took these two. This was kind of funny because like we were sitting down. This is like kind of like a stairway down here, and we were sitting on the opposite side of it. And I wanted to take a picture of this dude so bad, but I didn't want to like do it overtly. Like I didn't want to just sit up and take some photos of him. So I turned on the like remote feature on my camera, where I can look at my phone and see the screen. And I just like held my camera sideways like I wasn't doing anything with it, and little did anyone know I was just lining it up and taking photos.
Sneaky.
That's so ninja. That's such a good technique. I'm stealing that technique. Holy crap.
Do it. It's OP. But yeah, I just was super stoked. Like he's got the whole satchel going. He's got that little shoestring headband. He's got some pants under shorts, spikes on the shoes, like just the whole deal.
Look at those eyes, though. I don't know if you had him fooled, man. I think he knows.
I think he knew.
I feel like he did. Yeah, but he didn't say anything about it, So
yeah, totally.
Mission accomplished, I guess.
Oh, what a badass.
Yeah, I want to know more about him. That would be an interesting guy to talk to. I feel
He'll probably be there next time we go back.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
David,
That's his spot.
You can go back and give him a book, be like, yeah, I got a picture of you. And then he'll be like, I knew it.
Damon, I might be wrong, but wasn't something that like, because we were both looking at this dude, but something that kind of blew us away was like, oh my God, on the back of his leather jacket is a giant just swastika. Like, embroidered. And I'm like, we're just like, who is this dude? Like,
Yeah.
Story.
Yeah, I remember that, like, because we didn't see that until after, or was it before?
I think it was like we were maybe leaving the spot, or like maybe like something.
I think it was
short, though.
Yeah, we just saw homie walking away, and we're like, "Oh, yikes!"
Yeah.
But it also could be like, I don't know. I can't. We didn't look at it too hard. It could have been like crossed out or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was just like, wow, that man is bold.
Like we just had more questions the more we saw this dude.
Right?
Yeah. Well, Hitler mutilated that kanji. It's actually a kanji. It's a Japanese kanji, and it is usually it means like temple.
Mm-hmm.
Another reading for it is manji. So it is a normal kanji here. And what Hitler did was with it, he cocked it on its side. So a swastika, Nazi swastika, is on like its point, where the Japanese kanji will be flat like a box. Like you could draw a box around it. And I believe the Nazi one is also flipped. The rotation of it. Yeah.
The arms are in a certain direction.
But he looks pretty punk. He could be like a weird like neo-Nazi fucking punk dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Either way, just an interesting guy to see out and about, you know.
He's coming for you, bro.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh, just really quick, I just wanted to note on the next photo here really quick. That was taken in a puddle. Yeah, that was taken in a puddle. So it's like it's got just kind of this weird dreamy effect to it.
And that's why it's not perfectly in focus.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like just, you know, Japan to the fullest of like it's in a puddle where rain and everything.
Rain
and then
season.
You got the power lines and everything. So
Bro, I had no idea. I thought that was just some heavy editing.
Like, you thought I went crazy on it? No,
at first I was kind of like, all right, yeah, we kind of went hard on the editing on this one.
Full reflection.
I had oh my God. All right, I'm learning something.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, let's hit that next page.
All right, so this next page is like one of my favorite spreads in the book too. I've probably done it 1,000 times, but like this was one of these insane alleys that's just full of like little tiny restaurants, and you just have these lanterns like lining the entire thing. And at first you're like, yo, we're filming a trick here. This is going to be sick. Like somebody wants to film something, go for it. We're going to take some pictures. And in your head, you're like, this is perfect. But then you quickly find out this is the worst fucking place to film kendama you can imagine, because you're like 1, 2, 3 attempts, and you're like,
watch out.
All right, here we go. Oh, up, sumasen. Oh, sumasen. You can't get a good solid run in. So it's just like it just becomes like a perfect photo spot, and that's kind of what we had. And this first photo on the left here is kind of rad because you got Tio seshing over here doing some Kush stuff probably, and then in the bottom of the frame you have this hand just holding a Dama, and then on the other side it's almost like you're seeing the reverse of
it's another thatch
of this. Yes,
another thatch spotting. Yeah.
So just these alleys are just so much fun to shoot in. If you can get a video clip in there, that's sick. But for photos, it's insane. And then with Damon on the layout tip here, you almost have this like sick kind of angle pattern with the lanterns.
Yeah, it almost looks like a forked road.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite part about this photo was this Adrian or Jake here.
No,
this
I think
Jake. Adrian's sitting in the background,
or like they're both Jake. I think.
I think they're both.
I took both of these.
But I love the pathway on here. It just looks like polka dot.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah, I didn't look at that.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, the sun bursted out, I think, and then light just got so hard. Fun fact: I did get the clip like Tio landed the trick. It was some crazy trick. We got it on camera, but I lost the file. But it was a banger. It was Tio.
It was Tio.
It was a banger.
Every Tio trick's a banger.
Oh yeah.
True.
It was so fun being able to travel on this trip with Tio because like we were like Optics Co with our camera nerding out, and Tio was just like our model most of the time.
Yeah.
It was just like he was just like kind of like the player that would be like, all right, we have a person to shoot, and like Tio's just also super fun to travel with in general, and it was also just kind of cool to have someone of his caliber and style just to take pictures of.
Definitely being with him like on Euro tour, like, you know, taking a bunch of videos of him like throughout Europe and having him sort of lead. And then because it was like just a totally different experience having him just be like along for the ride, like, you know, all of us on the Japan tour, it was super fun. It's interesting because I've been with Tio probably the least amount of times, but I traveled the most places with him, which is kind of funny.
And I think for me, this was like the second time I've ever been with Tio in person, other than the first time we met. So, and it was just like, oh, sick. I get to hang out with the boys for like 2 weeks in Japan. Like, and we're just roaming Japan. And, oh man, it was just like a good old bonding experience.
Right. Yeah. Energy's high like the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, what's funny is like it sounds weird, but like that's a standard kendama Japan experience. Like if you go to Japan for kendama, like you're pretty much guaranteed to have these fantastic bonding experiences with people that live in different countries and different sides of the world. It's like it's just so rad that is the standard experience for going to Japan for kendama is like you're gonna have some incredible bonding experience with different people from different cultures and different parts of the world. So
nice. Totally.
And one thing that helps those bonding experiences is on the next page.
Oh, good transition.
A few adult beverages.
So this whole page is dedicated to the miraculous, amazing elixir called Strong. If you need a reason to go to Japan and you don't play kendama, this is a reason. It's called Strong.
You are 20 years
too
old.
high. Yep.
Only the strong survive.
Not even if you're 21 years old. You can be freaking 10 years old walking to 7-Eleven and say, give me a Strong. They'll say, click here if you're 21. You'll say,
over 19. Yes.
Again, Optics Co, we're about honesty. Come on.
But no, so like, yeah, I think everyone here has a Strong story.
Several.
We have one toward the end of the book here, Adrian and I, and Jake.
MJ, can you not... Well, MJ, do you have any Strong stories?
Oh, the worst. The worst.
First break us down like what is Strong? Can you...
Okay. Yes. So Chuhai is what the name of this beverage is, which is pretty much a mixed alcohol beverage. It's usually just some seltzer water and whatever fruit kind of flavoring. And in this case, you know, what you got? Lemon in there? It looks like a lemon.
Lemon.
Yep.
It's like,
and yeah, so within, I think, when was it? Probably like 2011, 12, all of Japanese liquor was pushing like this high volume alcohol. So this 9%, these Strongs became really popular within haichus, these cocktail type drinks. And it seems like, yeah, the foreign travelers really find it very good to get a quick buzz. But my bad story with it is like, I have a friend here in Japan, and like years ago, like we would always have almost like every weekend we would have like parties at his apartment, and everyone would always bring their own beers and whatever drinks. And I am totally like just a beer guy. But one time we went there, like without being like, you know, a party or anything. So I didn't bring any beers, or maybe I brought a few and I didn't have enough because we were just like sessioning video games, just playing, like hanging out for such a long time that we opened this cupboard, and my friend's like, he's like, oh dude, we got like 20 cans of
oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
So he's like, you can have those if you want. I'm like, or you could go outside, go to the kombini and everything, fucking get a new drink. I was like, whatever, I'll just take some of these. And I started drinking them. And like, I definitely drank way too many. And then I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, dudes, I'll see you later. I get on my skateboard, bad idea. And I continue, like, I head towards my house, not realizing how drunk I was. And like getting on my board, like being able to still skate though. So I'm like, I'm cool. I wish I had like video of myself because I want to know how sloppy I was. And I found out that it was real bad when I was, just pushing down the street. And then all of a sudden, I'm in some fucking bushes. That's how my memory. I was just like pushing so hard because I'm like, gotta get home. Like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I'm all amped up because I'm drunk. I'm just pushing so hard. All of a sudden, I'm head first into bushes. Luckily, it didn't poke my eye out, but I had scratches on my face, like tiny scratches all over my arm and shit.
Oh, fuck.
And then I was like, I guess I'm going to walk home now. And luckily, my board, it shot out right behind me. Didn't hit any cars, or I didn't hit any cars as well. That was a lucky part. But yeah, after that, I puked a lot. And I've then vowed, I'm like, this sugar and alcohol thing, I know why I didn't stay. Why I'm just a beer guy, and I'm going to continue to stay a beer guy.
It's dangerous.
I feel like that is the story of the KWC hostel that just gets repeated over and over. And
yeah, over. Definitely.
But the thing with the Strongs is that it's like they're so delicious and
they're so accessible.
Like alcohol, and they're 9%,
and they're 200 yen.
Yeah, they're so cheap. And the next thing you know, you're just like dead.
Yeah.
But the journey is fun. So this page is us. Oh, also in Japan, you can just drink on the street. Like you can just walk around with a Strong. You can walk around with a bottle of freaking whiskey if you want. But it's so it's like all of Japan is kind of like Vegas, where it's like in the US, it's like that's the one spot you can do it. So everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna walk around with 10 bottles of liquor because we can. So whenever guys didn't go to Japan, it's just like the first thing you do is like crack a beer in public, and you're like,
yeah. So my first thing is always I get yona and an onigiri, like the rice squares. That's my first thing. I get off the plane, I hit the konbini in the airport, get one of those.
Mine was an onigiri and a Pocari Sweat. Was immediately
there you go.
At the airport.
Yeah, sometimes it's like one of those onikoroshi juice boxes. Onikoroshi is like the cheap sake. They're like 90 yen, little juice box with a straw. I fucking love it.
Oh man.
Oh, sweet. So it definitely does give off those Vegas vibes right here. A lot of neon lights here in Osaka, Dotonbori, super famous traveling spot for tourists by the river too.
Mm-hmm. Good spot.
These are good ones.
Super solid.
Showing off the pin. The optics pin.
Oh,
yeah.
Everyone that joined the tour, we were like, you get a pin. We got pins for you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Should we go on the next page?
Next page.
Oh, that is gnarly. Whoa. Who's hydro dipping in the river?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Crazy.
This is what Strong makes you feel like.
This is what you see.
Yeah, strong vision.
That's nice. Filled with people. Right now it is deserted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is definitely a big tourist spot to go and definitely cool place to hang out in Osaka.
So good.
I remember at this spot, before we were too far away from the topic of Strong, I forget what song, but Jake was singing some Tenacious D song to me at the river. This like, we're just looking over at the channel, like just like absorbing everything. And well, maybe, oh man, I can't remember what song, but it's just like,
what was it, Jake?
Halloween. I'm not gonna sing it, but it's Fuck Her Gently.
Yeah.
That song is exactly in my vocal range, and I know it word for word and can belt it. And it's after a few Strongs, you can be in Japan and sing Fuck Her Gently. And shout out Tenacious D.
I think I have a video somewhere in my phone of that. It's pretty
Oh
good.
no.
You're gonna have to Send me that. I won't post it. I just want to see
Do
it.
not condemn that.
I just want to see it.
Adrian?
If there's ever a green room, you'll hear the audio. And then
I like it. I like it. All right.
All right,
All right.
next
All right.
page.
Let's make our way over.
Ooh, this one's so good, Adrian.
We got some text on there. Jake, you want to read that?
So this one says, stand to the right, move to the left. Everyone respects the current. And this is like so true for Japan. Again, with the escalators, it's not one of those small things. Like escalators in the US are a complete shit show. It's like there's no rules. In Japan, it's straight up like stand here, you walk there, and like everyone for the most part respects it. So
a little tip for everyone: it's different. That rule is different in Tokyo and in Osaka.
Yeah.
It
I was gonna
is
say.
the opposite.
No.
But
Classic Japan, man. Just when you think you got everything figured out,
yeah,
like
fucking
actually,
flip the tables.
that's only sometimes. The rest of the time, we do the complete fucking opposite.
Yeah, I remember definitely like I was getting used to like walking on the opposite side than like usual. And then in Osaka, I'm like, wait, it's normal here.
How many strongs did I just have?
Yeah.
Man, another Thatch shot in this one too. Thatch is just like the star of this book.
Yep.
Dude, that
Popping
cameo
out.
always.
And again, we're back on a train. Yeah, we took the Shinkansen to Hatsukaichi.
That's Kaichi.
Nice.
Oh wow!
The
So you
best
guys,
way to do it.
yeah, I was about to say. So you didn't ride the zoo train.
Yeah,
Great
we,
move. You're sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
only way to
Best
do
way.
it now.
You guys missed out. I got to be the tour leader for once. They gave me a
That's
megaphone
right.
and everything.
You had
Yeah,
your
we got you
bus.
on the way back.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
dude, you guys should do a Dama Nerds the next time. Just a 6-hour-long Dama Nerds. Just the entire.
On the bus.
travel. Oh god.
That could be fun. I'm down.
How is the bus ride right now?
Yeah. So Max Norcross, how many times
Just
have
go
you
around
thrown up
interview.
since the last?
God, do you remember when Norcross he like pissed in a bottle and then chucked it in the back of the bus?
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh yeah.
And then I think it was this was when like Philip Eldridge was still like on the tours, and he said, "Sweets, control your dogs."
Yeah, that's. Oh fuck yeah.
Oh shit.
That's so
I
good.
mean,
Never forget
yeah.
that one.
No, you can't forget that one.
So nice.
baller.
So that's the secret VIP move. Get on the Shinkansen from Osaka.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was so. I
Down
think
to
we were
Hatsukaichi.
posting stories like on our phones, like, oh man, this bus ride is so crazy.
Yeah,
And then-
we were revving it in. All right, next page. Let's just
Next
keep
page.
going. So this is whenever we got to the Omotenashi hostel, and if you have stayed in the Omotenashi hostel during KWC, you only see your room look like this once, and that's before everyone gets there.
Oh yeah.
So and they're so beautiful. It's like with the mats and just everything so clean, and like, so we got there and I told everyone, I said, nobody put your bag anywhere, sit down around this, we're gonna get a picture. And then like 10 minutes later, it's like a freaking college dorm closet. It's like, it becomes completely insane. So I was able to get a few shots of just like the beautiful little spot there.
Yeah, it's great with the natural lighting coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the tune.dama Tama that's on this.
Yeah.
Dude, his work is so amazing.
Yeah.
The
He
dude
does
is
cool
nuts.
stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to him real quick at the Toriba stop. He was there, and he went up to me and Damon, and me we were just like, you're the dude. You're the dude." And then he just like, he has this bag, and he's like, take one. And we're just looking through, and I see this Tama, and I'm like, and he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, oh, it's so good. And playing it in Japan in that weather was so good.
Oh yeah.
And this is like to just sort of exemplify like the opposites, or I guess the dynamics, not the opposites, but Adrian like immediately threw his on a Ken and started like session it, like spikes into the ground, like everything, like, and I'm like, I can't do anything to this. Like, I gotta like baby this back home. Like, I'm not gonna play this thing. Like, this is a work of art. And I went outside of our Airbnb in Osaka, and I was trying to get, and I got a pretty solid shot, but I was trying to get a shot of like me holding the tama and throwing it up, so like it looks like it's floating in my hand. And I just dropped it right over pavement and just dented it. And I was just planning on like preserving it. And I was like, man. So yeah, I still got it.
Early in the morning too. You got up to do that.
Yeah. The lighting was just perfect. And I ruined it. So now that side faces away from the visible side of the tama on my shelf.
Nice. But the memory is forever there.
Yes, exactly. It's still got that little piece of like, shouldn't have done that.
And then next to that, we got a shot of Damon just chilling.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's a good shot.
Yeah, I love the composition on that, Jake. That's super good.
And these spots just, I mean, again, they just exist. Like, everywhere. Again, it's like something that it's like, if you're thinking about going to Japan and you're looking at these pictures, and you're like, oh, how'd you find that spot? You're like, look up. Like,
open your eyes.
Open your eyes. They're everywhere. Like, so like, this is just like, oh, like, just go sit down there and you see these spots. And like, okay, so maybe MJ, you can also shed some light on this. Like, what's up with like, there being so like all the little houses and places, they always have these potted plant like gardens in front of them. And some of them are just insane. Like this one, like look at this little like garden they got going on in front of their spot.
Yeah. So right, everyone knows bonsai is a very popular way of taking care of plants, and it's pretty much an art form similar to like just writing compared to like calligraphy. The big reason I believe is that gardens pretty much don't exist. Like no one's gonna have they don't have space to have a yard. And if you do, it's usually filled with gravel. Grass is maybe hard to take care of, or they're just not accustomed to like going out on the yard like we do, like throw down a picnic blanket and enjoy. So everyone just opts to potted plants. And, here it works pretty well. It makes it really look nice where you can have separate plants all scattered, and, you can easily get rid of a few if they're dying off and switch them out with something new. But it definitely has the aesthetic of Japanese gardens.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And again, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, and the fucking hanging one, I forgot what that's called. Those are so awesome. It's like it's a ball on the top left. It's a ball of like pretty much moss, whatever, different kinds of moss. And it grows on this spherical, like kind of like dirt ball that's hanging.
Whoa.
And yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it's so cool. There's so many different variations of just that kind of plant where it's not potted at all. It's just like this ball of dirt and shit grows around it. So
I love those ones. They're so cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much I'm learning about these pictures that I had no idea when I even took them.
Yeah, guidance, we were like, oh, that looks like a vibe.
That looks like yeah.
All right, let's hit this next page. So let's go to the Hatsukaichi
champ.
Ooh, big leagues.
Big league chew.
I was gonna say big league chew.
Big leagues. So yeah, we got to shoot Nick, and it was at first I was kind of like, oh man, like you're shooting a champ, like I gotta level up a little bit, But he was super fun, super easy to shoot, and he had both me and Damon shooting him for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Which was like a lot of fun. These shots are both from that day. And if you look in the first one, you can see the rain coming down.
Yep.
Remember this, guys? It just torrential downpour started dumping on us.
It was
heavy?
raining.
Heavy.
Yeah.
It was fucking pissing that day.
This is just the shrine, like right across from Omotenashi.
Yeah, across the street. This is across the street.
Yeah.
and then the other picture is across the street, but the other direction.
Yeah.
Dude, I love how you got on the level, whoever took it, how you got on the level of where the sea water would come up to on those stairs. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's a nice
Was
touch,
that
actually.
You or me, Jake? That right photo?
I think both these are me. These are
Yeah.
both with my wide.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out, like, we got the white rain droplets and then the black birds over here.
Yeah.
So it's like just the little contrast there.
Yeah, shooting the champ was fun. Fun fact, though.
Oh yeah.
I'll forever give Nick shit about this. So it was $30 to have to shoot it, right? And it was for an hour and a half. And again, you got to keep all the photos is this thing. And so Nick's like super stoked, hits us with the 30. We're like, let's go. And by the way, you've got both me and Damon shooting you. And he got so many photos. He's the GOAT. He's like such an easy guy to take pictures of. We crushed it with his pictures. Got all these pictures, but it got cut short, maybe halfway. And so we give Nick all his pictures and they're all just sick. And later he goes, so how can I get that $15 back? And we're like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, so I got half the time, so I'm gonna need $15 back. So I gave him his $15 back. It's I remember just giving him this look, just being like, because it was just so funny. Because I was just looking at him, I was like, I'm a hold this one.
I remember when we got into the bus, you were like, I gave him that $15, and just
it was just it just kind of became this with him, the three of us, just kind of this joke about oh yeah, remember that time that Nick Gallagher asked for his $15 back? And yeah.
Oh shit.
Nick.
We were joking, Nick. We were just compiling this, and we're like, Nick gets one photo.
Yeah, look, Nick, and I hope you got your $15 worth, bro.
Yeah.
Here's top the book though, so it evens out.
Yeah, he did cop a book, so yeah, it evens out.
That's true, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man.
Should we pop on to the next page?
Yeah, the next page. Again, right outside the hostel too.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the two homies. They're in my group when we were in Hatsukaichi. Yosuke on the left and Sato on the right. There were just these two homies that at the hostel when we were kind of getting our groups together. They just showed up and they're like, yeah, let's take pictures. And but the funny thing was Sato knew some English and then Yosuke not as much, but they were both homies. So I was kind of I was talking mainly through Sato, and we were both just kind of trying to find the best way to maneuver shooting our photos, because sometimes I'm trying to get a more complex thought across, where I'm trying to get it, or kind of directing in a certain way, but then through the art of kendama, we got it all done.
Hell yeah.
Because I love how kendama tricks are universal. You could,
dude, it's its own language, right?
So sick.
Man, I was gonna say this homie on the left, Yosuke, you said his name was?
Yeah.
It almost looks like he's a wax mannequin or a kendama zombie or something, and he's got a tama stuck in his eye, and he's
yeah, and
he just has such an intense face kind of thing. It just, I don't know. That's what the first thing I thought when I turned the page.
He pinned that one.
Oh yeah, he did.
Definitely.
Yeah, I loved how the clouds were coming in and everything. So it was kind of overcast, but because we were standing over in the moss and the green, it's kind of all the lights kind of just reflecting at him, kind of adding to that kind of hue he's tinted in. And then editing, I just kind of it just pulled out this kind of intense still. Yeah, I loved it. And
yeah.
on the right, you see the rain, you see the rain starting to fall.
Yeah.
And I'm just oh shit. And we got to shoot. This is looking sick before it gets inconvenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
a rush day. A rush day of shooting.
It was pretty much raining the whole time. So you had little just openings, breaks of it. Was the dude on the left unhappy to be in in the trenches in the water over there? Were you like, just get down there? I'm gonna stand up here on the stairs.
Yeah, the whole time I'm like, yo, is this cool? And he's just like, yeah. Like they're like stoked to like do whatever, and I'm just like, if you guys are stoked, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
It was just like fun. Like it was really sick to know that they were having so much fun knowing like they were going to get these pictures. And then even as we're shooting, I'm kind of just like showing like kind of like previews on my camera, and they're like seeing the hype on their face, and like it kept like the energy going, just to get the shoot done.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Like,
nice. You can even see on the right side, Omotenashi.
Yeah, I was looking at
that. Bouquet in the back. All right, sweet. Let's jump on to the next one.
Next page.
That extreme close up.
Ooh.
Chad.
oh yeah, the homie Chad, other string god Chad.
Serious the string god.
Uh,
So we have some words on this spread too. It says cicadas scream, rain falls, shutters roll, passion prevails. And what you see is like above this is like you see Adrian shooting, and he's got two guys in the group, and one guy's holding the umbrella over Adrian,
being staff. Yeah.
it's just like helping him out. And you can see in the photo with Chad, you can kind of see, but like this is a Huntsman GTBH, and you can just almost tell it's just soaked in water. Like this is like such a nice Dama. We've just been out there shooting, downpouring rain, just soaking these beautiful rare relics of kendamas. And what's right about this picture here is that you can almost kind of see it. Like this is an in motion picture because you can see the Ken's kind of swinging kind of a little bit off kilter there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the moment it's snagged. Just kind of rad.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
And the orange of this Dama matching the orange of the shrine.
The background. Yeah. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was so glad that my camera was just working through all of this, because the whole time I kind of shot with a manual lens, so there's like no electronics. It's just a piece of metal attached to my camera, and my camera, because I just bring it everywhere, there's like cracks and drops or cracks in it from all these drops, and I'm just like during this, like the homie Yosuke just pulls out his umbrella, and that probably saved my camera from just being out. They were so good.
Hell yeah, the homie.
Right. Shout out Yosuke being prepped. Because I think, right, that was the thing that with maybe a lot of everyone traveling pretty much, you don't travel with an umbrella. So you're pretty much like, what do I do now? Fuck.
You're not going to experience the rain. You're going to fucking see the sun. Next page.
Oh yeah.
I like these ones. I remember this happening. These are really cool.
This is a fucking like poster of a movie. This one on the left.
This was magical.
It was so. I remember watching this.
Yeah. I remember me, Damon, and Chad. We're all like, we're with Kaito watching this like Matsuri happening in front of the hostel, and we're just like, what is it for? And he's like, it's a festival or something.
Yeah.
But we were just
so like
that we were all there to witness it. All the homies at the hostel or like on the roof looking over if they weren't by the shore.
Mm-hmm. I remember talking to someone about this, and it's like something to do with like 100-year-old festival that they do every year, where they have like, I believe it's a fire or something that started on Miyajima Island, and then they transport it with this little boat to the mainland right in front of the hostel where we're staying, and they bring it to that shrine where the other pictures were. And that's like the whole journey of the fire. I think it's a fire, or like maybe it's one of those lanterns.
Fire. Like if you look on that's not a light. That's a fire.
Oh,
yeah. So I was right then. Yeah.
You'll see on the next page.
Oh,
yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I just remember being with everyone. Like we just see like this small crowd, like a couple people gather, and then more people, and then more people, and eventually like the entire pier is just like flooded with people.
And we're like right by the water, because like we kind of went down there before it got super big, and then we were like, oh shit, there's hella people.
And we were just down there like checking out. We seen like just in the distance, because we had no idea really what was going on. But then we just hear that it still plays in the back of my mind like to this day, just this like super shrill like stringed instrument Like I don't know what it was, but it's just the most like it's strangely like eerie but beautiful sound. It was just crazy. The I don't know, everything, and it just kept on going and going, and we got just so many great shots, and it was one of the coolest parts about the whole trip, just because like it happened out of nowhere. We're just like, what's going on? This is so
dude,
cool.
I remember chilling at the hostel with a bunch of homies, and then all of a sudden we saw that shit happening, and we're like, what the fuck? And then like you got anybody who's like a photographer, like you guys and like Mags and like fucking who else, like the Sweets guys, like George Marshall and like Parker and shit. All of you guys were just like running for it already, and I was like, oh, something cool's going on. Like it's pretty funny.
Man. Those are all the faces that were down there when we.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. And then if we jump to the next page, we can see like
I gotta see this next
what
page.
they were doing with like, this is definitely more emphasis on the fire. Adrian got the one on the left, and I took the one on the right.
They're so sick.
They would occasionally just feed wood into the fire and just kind of stoke it a little bit. And this was like the guy who would do it, and he is like just sweating, and that towel around his neck is just soaked. Like the whole time he's just wiping his forehead.
I remember there was like a dude that had like it's kind of like the long ladles that were like they were dumping water on the boat to keep it from like burning,
like catching fire. Yeah, like I have photos of it where they're like just splashing water like close to the boat right here to just like keep it moist so that sparks don't hit it and catch it on fire.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty, I don't know, it was just super wild, and I don't even know. It was definitely the coolest part of the whole trip.
Hell yeah. Japan has a lot of crazy little like festivals, like ritual things like this that are so cool to like happen upon.
Yeah. And especially like that it just lined up perfectly with us being there at the World Cup. Like we could have been anywhere like at any time. It just happened to be right there. So it felt like, it was super, super cool.
Yeah, that's definitely another level of experience Japan and the culture with these festivals that are just so foreign to any Western style of event. And that's and it, being on a boat is pretty special. I've seen plenty of like floats that they pull on the streets, but by the ocean, this is pretty sick.
Yeah,
I remember in the moment I was like kind of like talking to like Damon and Chad, being like, "Damn, this is some crazy Japan shit happening right here."
Yeah. And it was
right.
It was
100%.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's move on.
Next
page.
Oh, it's a big one.
All right. So I got a lot to say about this picture specifically. So I'll just read the caption at the bottom. It says, "The sound of industrial air conditioning fills the hollow arena. Anticipation of the next day fills our minds." I am extremely honored to have been able to MC all of the World Cups next to Nobu. And there's always the meeting the day before Cup. And so we go to the spot, everyone's getting everything ready, everyone's working behind the scenes, making sure that this area is perfect and prepped. Got the MC meeting, Tomotsu's there, usually Yuka's there, Hajime, Koda, the whole squad. And it's usually us that are the last ones to leave. Like a lot of the staff goes and like everyone's got their booth set up. And then there's this moment, I have this picture for every single year I've MC'd the Cup. This is the night before Cup. And it's just this moment of just like total still, quiet before the storm. And there's that industrial air conditioning sound. It's just like
that hum, yeah.
You're just looking at this stage and you're just thinking about like what's going to happen on this stage tomorrow and where you're standing in the squares, and you just get this buzzing feeling. And so this picture is one of those pictures that just means a lot to me, because I take it almost every single time that I go there to do the Cup. So
that's cool.
This quiet warm vibe.
One thing I remember now that like you explained like this picture, you were at that meeting while we were at that, the Matsuri was happening at the same time.
Yeah, I missed that whole thing. So
no, that's just cool that like these same moments were basically just like captured.
And they're back to back in the book. I never made that connection either. It's like this is where I was, that's where y'all were. Wow.
On purpose.
All right, and then we're here on this page. If we turn the page to the next page, we have the reverse photo of that. And this is this is our squad up there. We got Tio, Damon, myself, Kaito, and Adrian's taking the picture.
Yeah.
But this is us on stage.
Demo.
Yeah, after our demo.
You could just spot all the homies like cameo. Like where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. There's so many homies in the background.
It's so crazy that like in July of this year, this is 2 years ago.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
That's so crazy.
So wild.
But it's
So this was this the first day? Second?
I think.
Because Jake, you got your shades on.
I think this is the second day, maybe.
I'm wearing the Huck and Pray shirt here. I think it's I don't even know.
It's gonna be a picture of Kaito wearing his with his number for his final.
Yeah. This is day 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember.
That's on the second.
And I also specifically remember Thatch the night of day 1 being like, man, he's like, this is the drunkest I've ever seen Jake in a long time. and then the next day, I think you made like a little remark like on stage at the very beginning, like kind of like I got my shades on because I kind of wilded out last night. Everyone had a good time.
Was that the Damanerds episode you guys had?
Yes, that was the night of day 1. Yeah,
it was.
Okay. Now I get it. Yeah, this is definitely
exactly.
day 2.
Yeah, your bloodshot eyes. You're just like, okay, this is gonna help me get through the day.
I'm not gonna lie. There's times during day 2 that like I'm on stage and nobody's talking. Behind my shades, I'm just doing this.
Eyes closed.
You're just like
taking a little eyes closed nap, man.
Right.
Just
emceeing 2 days at the Cup is no freaking cakewalk, man. It's like,
dude, I can't imagine.
But I've gotten good at not losing my voice.
Mm.
Okay, you still had it.
Yeah.
No, just being there and like walking around and talking to everyone for 2 days is a lot. Never mind being up there and yelling at everyone and directing and telling people what to do and shit.
Yeah, get them all hyped.
Yeah.
Hells yeah.
I'm trying to find Thatch in the crowd.
I was thinking the same thing. He has to be in there.
Oh shit.
Is the name of the mascot her Tama-chan?
Oh yeah,
Tama-chan.
Tama-chan. Yeah, she's in there.
Yeah, dude. I need a picture next time. They're the goat.
There you go.
Yeah,
You gotta get Tama-chan one of those 1.5 hour sessions.
Yeah.
Shotgun interview with Tama-chan next time.
Oh, there you go.
That would be the best. Oh shit. Just silence.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get to that next page. The next page is dedicated to Kaito.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kaito.
Yeah. So with Kaito, it was just so funny. Like, so I mean, Adrian's taking the photo and I'm right here. We were front and center. We're just so stoked for Kaito. You can see the time on the clock is still 3 minutes.
And we're already yelling.
Just barely before starting. We were just so stoked. Like Kaito, he's the coolest kid I've ever met in my life.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
no doubt about it. He's so chill. He's so like his style. Like I wish I was Kaito. Basically, that's all I'm saying. But I remember he went up there and absolutely killed it. And I did the numbers. If he landed 4 of the tricks that he tip wetted, he would have won. He would have took it.
Damn.
Which is just insane. And we afterwards, you might not be able to tell because he looks kind of stoked in this photo, but he was like crying. He was sad. And I walked in and was like, dude, what's up? Like, why are you upset? And he's like, I like something along the lines of like, I let you guys down, or like, I'm sorry. And it's like, are you kidding? You got 11th place in the World Cup. Like,
Yeah.
Like, stop. Like, and Adrian and I just like gave him this group hug. We're like, nah, dude, like, shut up. Like, we're so proud of you. And that's how, well, were we calling him Ichiban before this?
Yeah, we were calling him
after?
Ichiban, and then we were calling him Ichiban. Like,
Ichiban.
Yeah.
Forever Ichiban. Like, you can't Ichiban freaking Kaito.
No.
He's just young. He's young Ichiban. That's his freaking SoundCloud rapper name, bro.
Dude, was it not? It probably like this picture on the right of him holding his name tag. I feel like it was like within an hour of that picture. Was he not fucking sitting there on like the little camera pedestal in the middle, literally passed out, like folded in on himself?
Yeah. No, like he had like I remember because like the beginning of the day, I'm like, Kaito's drinking a Red Bull. Like, like the tiny like can,
the little baby Red Bulls.
I'm like, this kid, dude. But the whole time we were also just like, he's the best.
Yeah.
The night before, he did the craziest practice run that was like over 2,000 points. That was so like, and he did like two in a row, and we were just like, oh my god, holy shit.
You should have seen him in the hotel room before. He got he was just practicing like first tee, everything. It's like
he's so crazy.
It's no wonder he took Catch and Flow, you know, like he was fully on his game then.
I was gonna say before Catch and Flow, I shared the same hotel with these guys, with Kaito as well, and like same thing, man. He was just in there. We were just watching him hone, and me and Tio were just like, holy shit.
It's like I've heard all the stories of people that met him beforehand, and then we met him, and we're like, I get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
I get it now.
Fucking Kaito.
Yeah. I remember a little tidbit of being in the hotel at the end of the first night, and Jake, how you said like after you guys crashed the damanerds, that you're like, we got it. We can't hang out in the GT room because Ichiban's got to get his rest. He's getting ready. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that party migrated to that room.
Yeah, I remember that. Actually, because it was like Kaito's trying to sleep, and then like I think it was like the Chinese dudes, the Taiwanese dudes were all next door.
Yeah,
and they were going crazy, and they like somehow got bonds in there, and then you guys got bonds to get them to come up to our room to get all of us to shut up.
Yes,
it was kind of crazy.
And then we went downstairs.
Ended up just being a way to get Kaito to get some sleep.
Yeah.
What was some G shit about like that whole scenario? How it started when like the Taiwanese, Hong Kong, Chinese players were still like in the room store. Kaito is already like starting to sleep, and he gets up himself and asks them to quiet down.
Yeah.
And then Jake goes like dad mode. He's like, my boy's trying to get some rest, and then the whole thing happens. It was,
oh man, that's too funny.
Hells yeah. All right,
should we hop on to the next picture?
Hells yeah.
Just shout out Kaito.
Yeah.
All right, so we got two more goats on the next page.
This is a good page.
So this is in a small spot called Tomo's seafood restaurant, and some amazing sashimi and just amazing food in general. And we had this badass picture of the most handsome man.
Oh yes,
Tomotsu Kubota-san, and he's just taking this sip, looking like a boss, like
dude, looking like the boss he is.
And this is after a cup. He just goes and we just chilled out, you know. And then on the other page is Tomo himself, and he's talking about how he woke up at 5 a.m. to go fishing, and he's showing us the fish that we just ate. And
good.
And the words say, a day's work is never done. A moment's celebration is always needed. And it's just like kind of the commentary on like Tomo's at work. He's been fishing since 5 a.m, and he's cutting the food up for us, and he's not going to be done until 11 and go home probably at 12 and get up the next day and do it. But it's just like this moment of like celebrating, like, yeah, I caught the fish today. And like, Tomotsu never stops working. But this is just a moment of him, like, look at his posture. Like, look at the way he's, like, sitting back. He's relaxed. His eyes are relaxed. And he's just having this sip of probably soju. Soju, yeah. And it's just, like, this moment of just, like, all right, I'm gonna have a little drink for myself, you know. And it's just like,
Mhm.
I don't know. This picture has always spoken a lot to me. So
It's such a good picture. This one's my favorite one, maybe in the book so far, just because I love Tomotsu.
You're right.
And what was sick about Tomo is a restaurant. There's all these old OG rare Damas all in the shop. And there was this thing that me and Damon were like, is it a Mugen? But it's like, no, it can't be. It's like unmarked, but like the paint had to be Mugen paint. But it was it was just some weird, like, we're just like, what is it? They're like, we don't know. And like the Dama collector nerd in us are like, but what is it?
I totally nerded out. Like anytime, like especially I remember the first time in 2015, going into I can't remember the name of the shop right now with the big kendama inside. The like big like
the Yume shop.
Yume shop,
Yume. I remember seeing like an ebony Mugen in there, like an OG ebony Mugen, and I was like, just the whole time, like anyone could be saying anything at me, and I was just like drooling over these dollars.
Yeah, they have a kotobuki in there too.
Yeah. I saw a kotobuki come up like a little while ago for like $300, and I was like, dude, I need to buy it, but someone bought it out underneath me. But whatever. But yeah, we were just nerding out over all the Damas. Like to this day, like it was a bit more like matte, but like it was definitely like Mugen shape, but just unmarked. And we tried to ask him like, what is this? It's just, I don't know.
It's the red one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a wine, like glossy wine, like beautiful grain looking red. And you're like, no one else, like
some prototype
so
Mugen shit or something.
Possibly.
Damn. Well, on to the next one.
It's like his restaurant is kind of right around the corner from the Yume shop.
Yeah, it's
like
on
Kendama Street. It's all on Kendama Street.
All right.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, like next cup, like we all gotta go there. It's a tiny little spot, and it's like
this. It feels like this wide.
Yeah, like it's tiny. So like if you look at the shelf with all the bottles on it behind Tomotsu, like that's where all the Damas are, but it's just kind of behind where I'm taking this picture here. It's just it's such a good spot, and it's just amazing food, and he serves it up. The whole staff there is the family, and they're all amazing, and it's just it's kind of it's a very, very special place for me, as well as Thatch. Thatch is like I'm with this man.
It's a regular there.
Yeah, Thatch is like a local who goes there once a year, or if not less. But like Thatch and Tomo have a special connection. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Jake, I don't know if you remember, but I remember I just learned a Ventus special. And I was we were trying to show like Tomo and his wife like some new kendama tricks.
Yeah.
And you know how it's like the Ventus special and you do that spike?
Yeah.
Knocked off your hat. Like I almost like clocked you right in the face.
Yeah. I do remember that.
That's how tight it is.
No, yeah, like oh man, it could have gone so bad in like that small like
right.
It became a cool like bar story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I just got reminded of it from that day, from these pictures.
All right, next page.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa, some fiery shots.
Hey.
Damon took these.
Yeah, so Yosuke and Sato also befelled by the rain on that day on Miji in Hatsukaichi. So this was after at the party after the World Cup, and we were just like, dude, let's like go just take some more photos, you know, since we only didn't have like as much time. And I recently got a flash on this camera, and I was just messing around with like these sort of like long exposure but like kind of frozen shots in a way. So these both turned out super cool. I had Sato just like he was just doing these. There's another super cool shot that I wish made it in the book, of him just like doing this in like this, I don't even know where it was. It was like it was in the small apartment area.
No, this one was like it was at the train station area, and this
that was this one.
Like crosswalk. And the other one was like in front of some apartments where the light was just
Nice. And then this one of Yosuke. This is like the only one of the few, like, because I just like the sort of contrast how it's like really like action shot and then just more of a portrait. But yeah, these two are super fun, super dope guys. Their style is super, super neat.
I can never do that jump kick. I can never reach it. I can never stretch into that.
Yeah.
Like
it's not easy.
Yeah. And they're so fresh on top of that. Like again, Japanese style.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
On to the next one?
Yeah.
The next one.
Oh,
So,
nice. I know that mirror.
Yeah, this is like I shot this one this again off of Kendama Street, and something about just like the lighting in that moment, like just the colors hitting like hitting at that moment. And then I just love how you could really see just like that pull up, that like that tap or lighthouse like in the reflection. Like, you wouldn't tell it's like a kendama photo, but when you look close, you're like, especially when you have the book, you see him playing, and I love that.
Yeah, it's a cool shot.
And then, the one on the right is a little unorthodox, just because it was shot while we were doing these photos. But it's just this interesting sign, and I just like the composition of like this is kind of like a blue sphere and this is like a red sphere over there. Can either of you guys translate that there? And
I can't read
like what exactly this
any
is.
of that.
Nope. Yeah. The only kanji sadly the only kanji I can read is store.
Yeah, that's the only one I know too.
Word.
Okay.
Word.
Pirate store.
Yeah.
It's a pirate store.
Pirouette, but that means clown in
yeah.
Right.
Clowny pirates.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Clowny
French. I think
pirates,
it's French for clown. But like in Japanese, they call a clown a Piero.
Piero.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
So right, clown. I thought the nose was supposed to be like all kendama, the red tama, right? Dama Street. I don't know.
I didn't even make that connection. Yeah, that could be it.
A JKA clown nose.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next page.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This was I think walking back after it was after the second day. A lot of people just went to the sake party, but me, Damon, like who we were with, we walked to the we walked back to Omotenashi, and it was just sick view. The rain kind of let up, so like the sun was kind of peeking through the clouds, and it was like just like again like this kind of warm feeling, just overlooking all of Hatsukaichi in this like short walk.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one. It's another photo that you can just explore for a long time.
Yeah, for real.
You guys can find the half split tama in there? I can.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. Or is that a Super Song tama?
Maybe yeah.
There you go.
Really see the gate.
Dang, I never saw that.
If like you could see at the gate, like the one that everyone takes the pictures at.
Oh, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ferry's going in. Yeah.
That's sick. It's a good shot.
Yeah, this was like when we were going to Miyajima also. Like it's like that's the Miyajima shrine.
Miyajima looks so big, especially in this picture. When we were at the hostel, I'm like, oh, it's that?
And then if we go to the next page, we actually can enter Miyajima. A very desolate, empty Miyajima because it was, again, pouring down rain. Absolute torrential downpour of the rain. Not a soul was out. Shops were closed.
Wow.
So like...
And we had bikes.
Yeah. It was sick. So we just like mobbed all over. And
so it was torrential downpour, like absolutely. We had to put basically anything valuable in Jake's backpack that would couldn't get wet. But Chad, who we were with,
didn't know how to ride a bike. So I basically had to like was he sitting in the basket?
No,
way?
I think he was like on the back because it was like the back basket
That's
thing.
right. We tried to teach Ken how to bike.
Yeah, and so I biked him the whole way there in the torrential downpour.
I
Damn.
remember we kind of got
It was
we ended up on the wrong side of the road at one time, and we're just like, oh,
Mhm.
dude, how do we get there? We have bikes, it's raining.
we had to carry the bike up and over like on the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Good show.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
It was a good show to
Like
get
how-
there, and by the time we got there, again, like everything was closed. So it's like we were bummed because we're like, oh man, everything's closed, no souvenir. Because Miyajima is such a good souvenir shopping spot, and it's like there's lots of good
Mhm.
food, there's good coffee, there's good beer, all that stuff there. But it was all
But
closed.
Mijima Coffee was still open.
oh yeah,
That's
we
right,
got
there
the
was-
coffee.
So like we were bummed that it was everything was closed. But then again, when you're traveling and you only have a certain amount of times in certain places, you just kind of got to just switch it up and just be like, all
Gotta
right,
enjoy
but
it.
what do we have? We have a
Mhm.
completely empty Miyajima like little street town right now. And it was so sick for pictures. So like this picture of me riding the bike, it's just like just being able to see like not another soul in sight was something that was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty
I
intense.
love that shot.
I didn't know. I didn't have time to really explore the island when I went there, and I didn't know about these kind of like folding awnings that go
Yeah.
across that street. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Once it starts like really raining and they keep things open, they just like cover it. It's like it turns into one of those like Shoten guys, like the shopping street.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's kind of sick. Transformer City, Autobot City.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Omatanashi Hostel because these bikes were 100 yen a day.
A day. Yeah.
Yep.
So good.
Yes.
Yo, Jake, was your camera okay in the basket like that? Wasn't it bumping around?
I ride pretty smooth, bro. No, it's just like I didn't want to have it in my backpack because you see something, you're not going to stop and be like, hold on, wait, zip,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
it. Moment's over. The thing is, like, my advice for anyone traveling and taking photos is fuck a lens cap, just always cap off, and just have your camera as close to you as possible, ready to go at any moment in time. Like
What do you think about neck straps?
neck straps, sure, as long as it's like close to you, man. Like whatever you got to do to have that camera ready to go, send it. But lens cap,
Yeah.
for the most part, keep that off.
Weapons ready at all times.
No caps.
Yeah, yeah.
The pro tip is get a sling strap. Me and Damon have ones like that where it's like a strap that goes across your body here, and then the camera is mounted on, but it could slide up and down this.
No.
But when you're walking, you just like have it to your side and it stays on your side. But then you just have your camera always like on standby and just like, and then we chill. Like especially when we had the bikes, that was so.
Mhm.
It was so
Hell
sick.
yeah.
Especially because we're just on the go everywhere throughout Japan.
hmm
I'd hate to miss a photo because I wanted to carry my camera in a bag and to not hold
Yeah.
anything.
Just always have it ready. It's like, I mean, that's when, like, I've traveled a lot with kendama, and I've traveled a lot with different kendama teams and players. And that's the thing, is like always have that camera ready. Like, I mean, the second you see something, you need to be able to get a picture of it. And just even having a lens cap on, or having it in your backpack, or even like in your pocket or your small bag, it's like by the time you unzip one thing, that moment's going to be gone. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Mhm.
cap off, ready to go. Be fast with your settings, and know your camera. Biggest things.
Hmm.
So.
Damn.
So yeah, next page. Let's keep it going. We got the cute little deer, Rodney.
The little deer guy. He looks like he's lurking.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
Oh,
It's like that girl's probably just had like lunch or something. He's like, I smell food. What do you got?
That
He's
deer
like debating
probably
whether it should come
stole
over
that
there or
little
not.
girl's lunch. That deer probably just stole that little girl's lunch. That girl's looking at that deer like, fuck you. And that deer's just like, come at me, bro. That's the attitude of these deer.
It's true.
Yeah, they're very used to people, right?
Not one
snacks.
fuck given. Not a single fuck given.
Fun deer story real quick. First time I ever went to Miyajima Island, I bought like a bag of Miyajima coffee beans. It was in my backpack. And we were out like by the gate. It was low tide, so there was no water. And a deer was out there and it got the bag of beans out of my backpack, still intact. So I got the beans and I'm like in this subtle tug of war with this deer and my fresh bag of coffee beans. And I'm like, come on. And the deer's not letting up. And the deer goes, it just rips the bag of beans open. It's like half a pound of coffee beans.
Oh, no.
Just all on the ground. And the deer just continues to just eat every single bean. So part of me was like, that's going to come out crazy, isn't it, deer?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's going to get so tweaked.
Yeah. You should have followed that deer around for a couple hours, see what he did.
Exactly.
I guess if you can keep up.
That deer probably dropped the craziest shit somewhere on that island.
Probably did a lap around the island and then passed out.
And so that's what made me comfortable with the situation, knowing that the deer had a little bit of a shit show experience.
Yeah. Well-earned shit show experience.
But that's definitely, something you're going to experience in Miyajima. All the deer.
Oh, yeah, watch your t-shirts.
Right.
They'll fucking eat it.
You get another shot. This other
words
one.
say rain subsides. The words say rain subsides, clouds remain, diffused light, we resume. So again, it was about just kind of like the rain goes away, the clouds stay, we have diffused light, so we keep going. So it's like we're gonna use this lighting and like, because if you look at this picture of Damon, just like the light is just so gentle here.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And that the Tama on this Ken was Jake just had like a bag of Tamas and he's like, hey, anyone want to grab a fresh Tama? And this was it was raw oak. And after biking through the rain with this Tama or with this kendama just on my hip, and you can see like all my clothes are like just drooping. I'm just like, at this point we're all just soaked, like we're just completely wet. But that Tama was like a dream. Holy cow. Like just the most raised grain, like playing with that thing after that was just,
oh yeah. Nothing like a good.
That's the thing that sucks about.
I was just going to say nothing like a good moist natty Tama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the humidity.
Yeah, living in Utah, I don't get that a lot of the time. So
hell yeah. Got to enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it.
All right, so this next page is an unreal treat. Like this is like, like we should like offer prints of this. This is you, Damon, right? This is Adrian.
Yeah, both Damon on this one.
Yeah, this picture is like, oh my god,
that's a deer with some attitude.
So this is the deer and the
gates in the background. Yeah,
pine gates in the background, just perfectly through its horn, its antlers. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm loving the picture on the right. That shit is fucking epic, dude. With that fog rolling through, the crisp
really how epic it looks in person, because it feels like that when you're there.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my favorite part about this, like, I don't think this photo would have like been near as good as it is without that yellow house. Like pop. It just adds that little splash, and it's like,
it is
very
yellow.
It's just such an amazing like place. I mean, for me, Jima coffee and the coffee flavored ice cream, that being a close first, the second best thing is just like walking around. Like everywhere on Miyajima is just beautiful. Like it's just almost like Jurassic Park-esque. Like
totally.
It just seems like it's like just so wild and closed off, like otherworldly. It's so cool.
Instead of velociraptors, there's velocideer.
Velocideer,
yeah. Something about like I'm kind of glad that there was no ceremony on Miyajima, because this is my Miyajima experience was this. Empty island biking. I'm like,
hell yeah.
It just had this such like mystical vibe to it. Like it feels sacred, you know. I was kind of just around being like, "Yo, sacred deer."
And what did we the tractors down by the sacred tractors,
construction on the gates or some kind. So they have heavy machines,
sacred excavators.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You need those to work on sacred, buildings.
True.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's kind of like kosher salt and like food. Like it has to be like a certain kind. To do the job, you know.
But seriously, another fucking great shot. Another like
this is a good page.
Out of like a poster, like a documentary, what Miyajima Island is.
Again, those travel brochures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fancy ones, dude. Fucking the ones you keep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell
Next
yeah.
page.
Next page. Oh, I like this page.
Nice.
Aforementioned strong adventures from early on.
So this was our last night in Japan. No, this is our last night in
Miyajima.
Yeah. And of course, here we are on our bikes. I forgot where we're coming from, but we had a few strongs, obvi. And
right from the framing, it's obvious.
No,
that's what adds to it. I love it.
This
I'm
was
riding my bike.
Tomo's.
It was after Tomo's.
Yeah. We went to 7-Eleven and they just all went down.
And this is after I landed the quad cone flip. I think just before this, the ice cream cones with like the plastic shells.
Yeah.
I landed quad cone flip just before this.
That's right.
That was
we were mobbed at that parking lot.
We were mobbing. But so we're riding our bikes, and all these pictures are me like this, riding my bike, and just with my cam going, holding out, just shooting pictures like crazy. And it's funny how like
across the street in like the middle of the night and everything. This is the one road leading up to the hostel. Like that main road.
Yeah, the like kind of bigger road.
And it's just funny because like, I mean, if you think about photography, it's like photography is composed of a few things. It's like exposure, composition, and subject matter for the most part, you know? And like, if you look at these pictures, they just say fuck off to all of those except for subject matter. And like, that's something that like works in their favor. Like this picture of Adrian is like completely blurry and it's just like completely out of focus, but it has that vibe to it, as far as it has that like that communication of like, yeah, we're loose.
Yeah.
That's how I remember that moment.
Yeah, and this picture of Damon down here in the corner, just like, what the hell's going on? Like,
right. It definitely sets the atmosphere of what was occurring.
And that's something that's fun about photography. It's like I feel like people feel that they have to, like, every shot has to fit, like, check these boxes off, you know? And it's like, if you were just riding around with your friends and taking pictures like that, it's like a blurry picture can make it into a photo book and tell a story, you know? So it's like, don't be afraid to take blurry pictures or whatever pictures, you know? It's just like, if the picture speaks to you or says something, like, it's a good picture. And to me, that's what these pictures are about too. So.
Hell yeah.
Strong in hand, both of them.
Yeah,
Strong
right.
in hand.
Yeah, to two dudes that don't drink alcohol and everything.
That was it was quite a similar experience for us.
You were just fuck it.
Why not?
No, are you down to drink a strong tonight?
Dude, what about a tall strong?
Ooh.
Yeah.
They
were the 500 milliliters.
Well, now they make the super strongs where they're 12%.
Oh, no.
Jesus, it's a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I've never been so bold as to have one.
I would not hang.
Right. Tastes just as sweet.
Probably.
All right. We're coming to the end. Next page.
So the next page is a continuation of that journey.
Yeah.
Impaled.
Adrian lost the anime fight and got impaled on the Dama park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damon did,
So there's a phrase that I guess.
There you go.
The Gaijin Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just Yuka loves that phrase too. It's just crazy ass foreigners that don't know how to behave themselves in Japan. Just Gaijin Smash, like wherever you're going to go. And this is actually at the playground of the first location of the Kendama World Cup. This playground is completely kendama themed.
Yep.
So like that up there's a Dama. You can't really see anything else, but like the whole playground is kendama themed. And somehow we ended up, and Damon, after probably half a strong, he's like, I'm going to climb up here. I'm just joking, Damon. We had a few. but no, so like I don't know how this ended up like this, but it did.
I just remember you're like getting me and Damon, we were all biking here, like, yo, you got to check this place out. And then we're just me and Damon are just like, we're here. This is the spot.
This is it.
Yeah. Has the massive like stone concrete kendama.
Yeah.
I always like whenever I think of that spot, I think about one of these like 2012, 13 Kusa Japan videos where they're all kind of playing there.
Yeah.
And just in that moment, in that strong induced moment, I was thinking, I'm here. My friends. So insane.
Definitely. And then the picture to the left, like the journey to there.
Yeah.
You know, we got the bike
like
basket right at the front or at the bottom of the picture.
The bike vision.
Yeah. The GoPro on the bike.
So raw.
It is.
Yeah.
Next page, shall we?
Next page.
Next page is
Oh shit.
Last pages.
the departing page.
Yeah, so the photo on the left here is just sort of like to signify, going home, returning.
Yeah.
I took this. Let's see, it was the last morning that we were there. What's the name of the Japanese Denny's we went to? Jolly's.
Jolly, yeah.
Jonathan's.
Yeah,
Jonathan's.
Jolly.
was it Jonathan?
There's a Jonathan's. That's like a family restaurant.
It's like a chain. Yeah, it's everywhere.
But there might be something else.
I think it was Jolly's or Jonathan's. It was a J.
like happy.
It was like yellow with red, like kind of like the Denny's colors.
Yeah, it basically felt like a Denny's.
Yeah.
Pancakes and stuff.
It might have been Jonathan's, but that being said, there could have been another one named Jolly's. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, we were going down there to go have breakfast, and we walked there, and I don't know, I just saw this as we were going along, and thought it like, because the texture and everything in the wall was kind of like cool, and it reflected the blue of the sign, and it just looked super neat. And I thought it would be just a fitting one of the last two photos is be like, return to home. And Jake took the next one, which is super dope.
Yeah, it was again just a snag. I could like hear the plane coming over, and you're just like, wait for it, snap it, and again, just to speak on like Damon's like editing, it's like putting these two together is such a good way to send off the trip.
Yeah.
MJ, do you want to read us the little caption at the bottom?
Mata aomade. Until we meet again. Yep.
So that was kind of the last. That's the last of the pages, and then that's kind of like the going home page. And like, if you've, again, for those that have been to Japan on one of these kendama trips, it's like going home is such a bittersweet thing because you're done.
It's the worst.
I like though how like right before there's chaos before you go home, and and there's like a lot of it, and I think that's what everyone does. Like you're like, fuck, like we're going home tomorrow, like time to real wild, like we've been wilding out, it's time to fucking go buck wizzy tonight.
That's how it is, man.
So then like you got a few pages of that, you guys riding around, and then just two of like, we're totally like tired, but we're going home and we feel it, but just these two pages.
Absolutely.
Last release.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So,
dude, this is This is a great little package.
Oh shit! But it's not over. We go to the back. The final cover
has our credits. So photography by Adrian Esteban, Damon Kirchmeyer, Jake Weens. Photo editing by Adrian Esteban. Book design, Damon Kirchmeyer. Words by Jake Weens. Presented by Grain Theory Optics Co. And then we have another stamp ID on the back here. And this was an idea of we have again so much freaking media. So this QR code actually goes to the GT Optics Co. Instagram, where we have highlighted stories of the rest of our trip. So it's tons of behind the scenes and just like other random stuff from the trip. So you can take your physical journey and continue it into a digital format. So
damn, that's cool.
Nice.
That is the GT Optics Co. 2019 Japan journey in its physical form.
Yes, physical. This is something that only one other person in the kendama world has actually created a photo book, right? Yeah. Sorry?
Coda?
No, not Coda.
Rintaro. I was going to say there's
Rintaro,
two because Rintaro did, but
Rintaro.
Coda also has now.
Coda has one?
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah. Click.
Oh, snap. So just adding to the collection for those who, appreciate this format. It's definitely an awesome thing.
It is really cool. Yeah. I'm stoked to have one.
Right? Seriously. It's fucking sick. Dudes, we've been grinding almost 3 hours into this. I hope everyone who has a book has been enjoying these stories that have been unfolding. If you don't have a book and you've been listening and are still with us, please go to the GT website and pick up a book, because they will just, help you engage with these pictures that you're looking at with these stories that we've been telling. Dudes, thank you so much. Before we get going, we got a Patreon. Thank you for everyone who's been signing up. I believe we just hit 100 supporters. Fucking thank you all so much.
Yeah.
Really excited. And with that, one perk that some people get, if you jump on the 5 tier and up, you get to ask questions to our guests. And of course, everyone, I asked a few people or everyone who is supporting questions for you guys to answer. So I'm going to pull those up right now. We have a few questions. Azrin, he asks, for Jake, Adrian, and Damon, what advice would you give to folks who want to take great pictures but don't have access to high-end equipment and photography instinct?
You're just shit out of luck, dude. It's all about the camera.
Unless
you're packing Leicas, bro. No.
Gotta have a lot of money.
Yeah. I think I'd say, first off, equipment don't matter. If you could record the picture in any way, that's your tool. It's the same way you could you could have this beat up JKA Azora from 2013, and you could get a brand new GT2. You can still big cup. It does the job. I think it's really just not mattering, caring too much about your equipment. And again, what Jake brought up earlier, just be ready to capture a moment at any given moment. I think some people are kind of hesitant sometimes. They're either thinking that it's not going to be good, and they keep themselves from just trying to do so in the first place. Because sometimes, at least going through this, this project and my pictures, and for example, some of the pictures that what got on the book, I didn't think of any, when I shot it. I was I didn't think whether or not where it's going to be used. Just I felt like taking this picture at this moment, and everything kind of just falls into place from there. Yeah.
Nice. Jake, Damon, you want to add something to it?
Yeah, with it's definitely kind of weird because I actually didn't get super into photography until 2016. But before that, I just used whatever means I had, whether it was a camera that my family had lying around or my phone. Phones nowadays surpass some cameras that are on the market, in terms of quality. The new iPhone 12 Pro Max can shoot RAW and edit RAW and it has like crazy like optical and sensor stabilization, like all the stuff to where it's like these tools that we have, to communicate and things like that. They can also super be used, and not just the new 12s, stuff like even old 6s and stuff. I think the main thing is just take photos, like set a goal every day, go out. If something catches your eye that makes you like have a thought, or that like makes you like wonder, like, what's that? Or like, I think this is beautiful. Just take a photo of it, because the more and more you do it, the easier it gets for you to like find compositions, find what appeals to you. And it's like, yeah, there's rules when it comes to photography where it's like, the rule of thirds, like the eye should be on the top third bar, or, you don't want to leave too much headroom, stuff like that. But for the first bit, like, don't even worry about that. Just take photos. If one comes out and you like it, but it's like a bit like off, who cares? It's like, I took this, I think it's dope. Like, and then basically just build off of that, like learn from your mistakes. It's kind of like, with calling back to what Adrian said, it's like you can land, a lunar when you're first learning and stuff, even if you put the little notch underneath the big cup and put the string in there and swing it up, it's still a lunar. It's you'll learn how to do it better later. But the main goal is just take, and also copy people. Like if you see a photo that you like, try to take a photo exactly like that, and then use what you like about that photo and how you took that elsewhere. Like it just emulating other photographers and learning from like other people that you see that inspire you is like one of the best ways to kind of build your own form and sort of like piece together what you want your photos to look like.
Absolutely. I think like for like specifics, like how to do it is one thing that is really easy to do is if you find something that you want to take a picture of, walk around it. If you can, 360 degrees around it first before you take a picture. Because your first instinct is to take your picture, and you're taking it usually from your eye level, from where you're seeing it from the first time. By walking around it, you're going to see it from every single angle. And if you can change that field, so like get your camera down as low as possible. So when someone sees that photo, it's like you're seeing it from a different perspective. Like that's the easiest way to take a photo from like a normal, like, oh, I'm looking at a chair, to like, I'm gonna take it from the ground. Then the chairs, you're looking up at the chair, and now the chair has like a power position. If you take a photo from up above and you make something look small, that chair is in more of like a weaker position. So it's like just work your way around your subject or whatever you're taking a picture of. The other thing too is just like find the moments. Like a photo, like I was saying earlier, is mostly about like the number one thing that makes a photo is the subject matter. If you look at the biggest, most famous historical photos, like the photo itself doesn't really exist. It's just the moment within that photo that exists. So if you can capture a good moment, it doesn't matter what lens, how many megapixels, or any of that shit. The moment will show through. But the thing is, like, good equipment will make your good photos better, but they won't make a bad photo good. That's the thing. Like, you can take a shitty photo with the nicest camera. So it's like the photo's going to be good or not, regardless of the equipment. So go around your subject, find the different angles, and find the moments. That's how you take a picture with a potato and make it worth something.
Dude, yeah, like skate videos are filmed like when they're filmed at VX, but you're like, but it has the feel, the raw.
Yeah.
So that's how to Azrin.
There you go. Sweet. He also follows up with a pretty good one. Will the GT Optics Co. hire any non-GT personnel to be part of their crew, mentor / mentee type thing, like Kusa Tribe?
That could be something cool. We're still trying to figure out like what to do with Optics Co. Like 2021, like I've had some talks with Damon and Adrian about it, and just kind of like, what do you want to do with this? So we're hoping we can do some more cool stuff, and I hope it keeps evolving. But right now we're a crew of photographers that love kendama and love cameras and make cool shit.
All right. Yeah. Nice. All right, let's go on to the next question. Nick Dodenhoff, he asks, after making the first GT Optics book, what is the next goal for the crew? You kind of touched on it just now. Right? What are you going to do with it? Having meetings?
I'd say like I'd say goal is like, I want to do more Optics Co tours. Like I want to do another tour. I want to do a tour. Like I want to be like, Damon, Adrian, let's just go East Coast. Let's just go travel the East Coast and do those spots. Let's do Midwest, do them domestically, then let's go to Europe and do it. You know, it's like, just do these Optic, like get that thing popping off. And then of course, more books. Like I just want to just keep doing, take the stuff that we've done that's worked and keep going with that. That's what I think would be dope.
Nice. I would be stoked to see some t-shirts, some like, photo printed tees. That'd be sweet.
Oh,
yes.
That's what I was about to say is like, I mean, as cool as like, tours and everything, like, of course I definitely want to do more of that, but like being able to like make things cause like there's, so many accessories to help out with kendamas, like Adrian kills it with strings, Jake kills it with sidekicks and displays and stuff like that, to where it's like, what's the thing that allows us to broadcast kendama, and it's cameras, so making like camera gear essentially, like I don't know, like a strap or a lens cap or like stuff like that, like where we just kind of like focus on photography related accessories. I think it'd be pretty cool to like rep and also like kind of get more people into photography a bit more, because like all with these questions and this sort of podcast, being able to like show people like all the different, like how our minds work, and people are like, oh, I think about that sometimes, maybe I'll start taking some photos.
Yeah, because
Nice.
I'd say that like my interest in photography and videography, like any of that, all came from, I saw some dope kendama players make their videos and photos look dope. And I don't want to have scrubby videos and pictures of my kendama.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So you sat down, you put extra effort into it.
yeah. So shout out like Jake and like Matt Ballard, definitely like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
push me, like seeing that, and then again, even like Damon, like Parker, like all the homies killing it right now. Like George, it's like it's all like inspiration. You just like again, like you just take what you need and you grow from it, and then you get your own being out of it.
Hell yeah.
All right. Nice. Let us move on to our final question. Max Ida, he says, I have a lot of trouble getting people to be open to getting photographed / filmed. What are your favorite ways to get your subjects who are a little hesitant to bring out their character?
Damon's got the tech obviously already.
Yeah, you just don't tell them, you just take photos.
You use your phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is something that I struggle with already. Like I've struggled so much with like, I'll see somebody, like I'm so shy to be like, I want to go see like, hey, can I take your picture? Like I've watched YouTube videos and like how to approach people and like how to carry that confidence and do it. But like, I'm still like, for the most part, terrible at being like, hey, can I take your picture? If it's a person I don't know. If it's a person I know, like I've sit there, do this, stand on your head, give me some jumping jacks, I'll say whatever. But it's just, I'm still so nervous to go talk to a stranger and be like, you look amazingly hag. Can I take your picture? Like what are you going to do? It's like,
You got the grit.
I dig your grit, bro.
Right.
I take your picture. But yeah, there's a ton of YouTube videos and people that are so good at it. And I don't have that talent yet. Sorry, I can't answer that question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that either, but a lot of my favorite photos I've ever taken of people, they don't know I took it, which it kind of like, it seems really creepy, but also like to me, it's just kind of like nature photography almost, you see like this beautiful bird that's out and about and you're like, wow, that's a pretty bird. I'm gonna snap a photo of that really quick, or, just stuff like that. And like, because humans are just as diverse as animals are, they're more diverse than animals, it's just kind of, each human is just so interesting. Like there's just always going to be some interesting thing that you can pull out from them. Like one of my favorite photographers, Bruce Gilden, if you have the time, look up, just if you type it in on YouTube, it'll pull up the top video of him where it's an interview with him just asking like how he takes his photos, because all of his photos are like super up close with the flash on, just of these like really interesting looking people, like not flattering at all. Like the photos are just like made to just kind of like show like the person as they are. And he's like walking around through New York, just like bumping shoulders with people as they're talking, and just randomly, just some person will walk right in front of them. He'll just take a photo of them and walk, like flash camera, take a photo of them, and then just keep walking, like as he's talking. And he just like does it as if it's like, yeah, it's nothing. Like I took that photo, just moves on. So building up the confidence to A, talk with people and get the okay from them, or B, not care what other people think and just take photos, you know, which can be into trouble sometimes. But also that's the other thing, is like, don't exploit. Like you can take a photo of someone because you're interested in them, but if it's like,
You're not,
you know, you're doing it
of that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. You're not taking advantage or like exploiting them. It's like you just wanted to capture what intrigued you about them, you know? And then as for like people who you already are like taking photos with, like I've always had a hard time with that. I always just tell them like, I mean, if it's like posing and stuff like that, I like to be as hands off as possible, because I feel like candid photos are my favorite way of going about it. So just saying like, pretend I'm not here. Just like do whatever you're doing. Just like, you know, don't think about me as being here. Like, I don't know, just do whatever it is you normally would be doing. Or like if poses, just like throw poses. I'm just going to take random photos and we'll find a good one, you know? Because it's going to be uncomfortable. Like there's no doubt about it. Getting your photo taken is never comfortable. But you just got to like get past that sort of awkwardness and just say like, hey, it's awkward for me too. Like it's going to be awkward, but if we both like just accept that and start taking photos, we'll get some cool ones.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Episode 46.
46. We went deep into that book.
3 hours of GT Optics Co. learning about it, and so what it's been doing, what it has done, possible future moves. Thank you, dudes, so much for sticking around. Jake, thanks for this idea, this opportunity to unveil these stories, this information about this crew / group you've created. The new group.
Oh man! After this call, I got to take a group with,
So
it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about our own book. Like I don't know, it's like that was the point. Was like kind of hear everybody's stories. Like, well, of course, we grinded on this book for so long to make it happen, and then to like see you guys go from like unboxing it to going through it with us. Like I've looked through this thing hundreds of times, and I saw new things today. So,
hell yeah! It's like you said, the picture says 1,000 words, right?
Yeah, or at least 3 hours of one.
Yeah.
Hey.
I bet you we had about 1,000 words per picture in there.
Definitely. But thank you everyone for who's been listening. Thank you for all the people who've been supporting on Patreon. You can do that by checking out the links. We got an Instagram account. We post up little stories. Maybe one way you can support is just by, you know, posting, tagging us when you're listening to Damanerds, or just sharing with your friends. Go on to like iTunes podcast, give us a review there. I think we've been kind of dry with some reviews, so hey,
some fresh reviews.
Give some fresh reviews. Share with other people.
Patreon, give some loot, get it going. I'm a Patreon supporter. It's amazing.
Yes. Thank you all so much for that. Shit.
Don't forget about that little tidbit of nerds homework that you guys were given there. If you guys didn't catch that, with those extra stories on the GT Optics Co. Instagram.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have the book, it could give you a little glimpse into what we were looking at.
Get the book
before you order your own. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Go get the book. It's just one of those things that in 20 years, whenever Instagram is crazy and internet is crazy, this is something that you'll find and you'll be able to sit down with for 20 minutes to 3 hours like we just did, and it's gonna draw some of them. I just miss Japan now. I
miss it so much.
Yeah,
so much.
That was the point of the book.
So. Good shit. Well, again, thank you guys for coming out. It's been a good sesh, and thanks everybody for listening. I guess on that note, The nerds are out.
Later, nerds. Yee!